Good morning and welcome to a sun-drenched SCG. I'm Eddie Summerfield, joined with Will Jackson this afternoon. Big knee-full round 16 clash between the Sydney Swans and the Gold Coast Suns. Good afternoon, Will.
Good afternoon, Eddie. Thanks for having me once again.
And it's a really important game for these two clubs heading into this round. Sydney Swans, they're first. They've won 9 in a row, coming off a really strong win over the NT Thunder last weekend. Gold Coast Suns, well, what a thriller.
Mate, both teams finished really strong. The Swans came home and ended up absolutely thumping the Thunder, and as opposed to the Suns, where they came home strong and managed to get up by 2 points to the Giants. So fast finishes each side. Hard to split them, but you think with the track record of the Swans past 9 in a row, it's looking pretty likely going up their way.
Now, a couple of big changes heading into today's game as the two captains head out to the middle for the toss of the coin. Late change, Daniel Robinson is out for the Swans, and coming in to replace him is Jack Blair is in. Heath Grundy as well, making his knee-full debut today. Last time he played in the twos, or the reserves as it was, in 2008, kicked 3 goals down at Geelong and made his way back into the AFL side and hasn't been seen at this level since. For the Giants, couple of late changes. Pierce Hanley, Ben Ainsworth, Josh Schoenfeld are all out. In comes Tui Lower, Fitzroy Greenwell. We know what an excitement machine he can be, and Ryan Gilmore. So perfect day for football here at the SCG. Curtain raiser, of course, for today's AFL clash between the Swans and the Suns. Interesting going into this game. Looking forward to see how the Swans go. No Darcy Cameron. He's their leading goal scorer this season. Nick Newman, he's second in score involvements for the Swans. He's not playing also. There'll be a lot of weight on Joel Amity's shoulders today, Will, because he'll be doing majority of the ruck work. He's kicked a lot of goals this season, 16 in fact, so it'll be interesting to see where their goals come from.
I think most importantly, Amity does have a lot of work to do. I mean, we saw big Jack Blair who's coming to this side. He's a big, tall man, though. He'll be able to provide a bit of relief because they like to swing Amity up forward to see if he can go forward and kick a few goals, as he did late in the game against the Thunder.
So round 16 of the NEFL about to get underway. It is the Sydney Swans, first on the ladder, going for 10 in a row, up against the Gold Coast Suns, going for 2 in a row. Swans kicking to the right-hand side, or the Randwick end of the ground, as the umpire holds the ball aloft. About to get play underway. Goes into the turf. Swans win this one down. The Suns will look to clear. Charging off the square was Conan. But the Swans, they get the first clearance of the game through Barling. Got it to half forward. Coming out of the square was Armity. Couldn't quite get clean hands on it. Swans going strong still. Inside 50. Plenty of Suns there. And mark spilled by Spencer. A chance at ground level, the Swans still pressing hard. Handball came back out to Amity. Flicks the handball across to Dawson. Good passing kick. He'll flick the handball over the top. It's cut off, and the Suns will look to clear from defence.
So Suns under a bit of pressure here. Nice little dummy in a swing away as he kicks long just outside 50, but that's gone straight in the touch, it's looking like. Or was there a bounce beforehand?
Out on the full.
Out on the full. So costly turnover there. They were already under pressure. Credit to the Swans attack inside there, attacking 50. Let's see what they can make of it on the far side of the ground. He looks up for a teammate. Over the top it goes into the smallish pack. Is there a mark taken? Yes, there is. And what a mark it was, over the top of everyone.
Jordan Foot.
That's right. Foot's so active last week, just ball magnet out there, and he's found his way up forward. He's going to line up for the first shot of the game. Hopefully put the first points on the board too. So he's taking a nice long run up. 35 out. Starts his run, in he comes. Kicks on its way. It's over the top. It's gone quite far to the right, unfortunately. So it'll just be the 1 point there for Jordan Foot this
Joey Reinhardt actually there. He picked up the 6 with the man bun and looks exactly like his Foot. So the Suns will bring it in. Long kick up the members' wing. Big pack of players fly, getting the fist for the Swans, and it goes out of play, and it will be tossed in.
Was wondering what Foot was doing so far forward after staying the game down back, but we'll try not to make that mistake again, Mr. Reinhardt.
Doesn't help that he was on the bench as well, so the balls will be tossed in. Foot just coming onto the ground. High one, Towers ducked underneath it. Swans looking to get the clearance. Barlow laid a tackle for Gold Coast. Underneath it as well is Farini. He had a great game last week against the Giants, but it's the Swans who will go inside 50 through Styles. High up and under, and good fist coming from behind Mitchell Rogers, and the Swans will have a chance to set up once again. So gates open here at the SCG. A couple of members making their way in. Obviously the AFL this afternoon. Perfect day for football in Sydney.
So we've seen Jordan Foot has made his way onto the ground. The ball comes in. The ruckman go to the battle. It's tapped down by the Swans. Foot can't get a hold of it, but a teammate does. It's dropped again. They'll take a turnover through the Suns, getting it out wide, using the width. The shallow kick's going to bounce up for Boakey. Boakey can't take it, and Johnson's underneath it. Gets his hands on it. Looks for Foot. Foot does grab it off the ground. Sharp hands back to Johnson. Down the wing they go. It sends towards the 50. It's going to be picked up pretty comfortably, and they play on almost immediately with Foster. Foster gets it out to a running man. Through the middle comes Rosa, who gives a quick one off inside. Running up through it. Baru doesn't quite get a hold of it. Tackled hard from behind. Won't be called, and the Swans try and turn it over. Doesn't look to be coming out of there. It will be balled up. So, interesting passage of play. At least they're taking the game on both sides.
So centre wing, Swans with one behind early in this first quarter. Tossed up again, ruckman do battle. Tap it to their feet. Just waiting for the footy to come out and doesn't quite happy. Brodie Foster, one to watch for the Gold Coast Suns. He's out and about there at the moment. As it's tossed up, overrunning it was Scott, as the Swans will go forward again through Stoddart. Inside 50, Amity couldn't mark on the second attempt, and the Giants will look to clear again up the wing. Came Boakey's way, Johnson in front, did well, ball to ground. Foot was there to assist as Johnson bangs it inside 50 again. Suns defence under pressure at ground level. Handball was nice as it was flicked out the way of Butterick, but it goes backwards, and the Suns will look to clear again.
So the Suns have made their way to the wing. It's with Baru. Baru finds a teammate comfortably and manages to bring it down there. Gilmore with the ball goes over the top. They're using the width of the ground. Inside runners go. Over goes Rosa. Can't be taken comfortably. He's wrapped up, but gets the ball away. Over the top once again. Gets it to a teammate. Through the side. It's going to be pulled up. It's out of bounds or another infringement. They're going to call it over the boundary. We'll have a throw in. So once again, each side is taking the ball on. They are running. They want to use it through the hands. As it comes up here for the two men to go in. Tapped down by the Swans over the top. Fiorini firing it out there, but the Swans look to capitalise. It will go out of bounds again. There's a wrap up, and it will be held. Whether it's out of bounds or won't come out, it's a ball up nonetheless.
Just a bit of an arm wrestle at the moment. So the ball's tossed up. Ruckman do battle. It was one down this time by Blair, who's on debut. The Swans go forward again. Great defensive work by Spencer for the Suns. Forced a bit of a scrimmage, and it comes out to Scrimshaw, ducking and weaving. Did well, but he gives the footy up. Amity at ground level couldn't pick it up. He went in with his boot. Picking it up, Leslie for the Suns. He's wrapped up, and it will be tossed up. 30 out directly in front of the Swans' goal. And they'll look to set up around this stoppage to try and create their first major for the afternoon. Tossed up. Amity won this one down. Suns have numbers. Bit of volleyball worked well as Rosa flicked the handball out to the running player. Got a kick long and just a hit and hope. Baru's behind the play for the Suns. But the Swans, they'll work the footy back through midfield, and Styles takes a mark.
So over the top he goes to Johnson. Johnson takes a look up as he edges it towards 50, just inside 50. Wonderful kick in between the two gentlemen. And he has found himself a forward through Dawson, who's going to line up for a goal.
Just got lost there, Max Spencer. Had two Swans either side of him. Didn't know which way to go. Tough work for the youngster when he didn't have a teammate to assist.
Very tough work, but also can't fault the kick, which really landed quite perfectly in the hands of Dawson as he runs in the left footer. Little arch. It's managed to straighten up and go through the uprights. 6 points for the Swans. First goal of the game. Swans lead 7, the Suns none.
Transition from the Swans elf half back then was excellent. When the Suns were coming forward, they had a 3-on-1 just to kick it, hit and hope looking for Baru, but the Suns worked it across half back as it came out to Johnson, who used the footy beautifully running up this member's wing, and Dawson did the rest from set shot at goal, as you'd expect, as they kicked their first.
Men were lining up laterally. There was plenty of options afloat, so credit to them to get the ball down there, and Good looking kick from Dawson too.
So let's see if the Suns can reply. Haven't really been inside 50 in the opening 10 minutes of this ball game as the ball's pinged into the turf again. Ruckman hit each other. Ball came to ground level. Foot's there. Wrapping up Rosa in a tackle. The Swans defence under pressure. There's Grundy. Flicks the handball over the top. Looking for a teammate. Couldn't find him. Suns with numbers rather. Rosa's there. He's wrapped up in a tackle and it will be tossed up.
Grundy using his brute strength there. Just shrug one off. Get the ball away. See how he enjoys his day playing up forward. As it comes up, it's tapped down by the Suns and popped out in the direction of Fiorini. Fiorini goes out to Scrimshaw, who chips one over the top. Managed to be marked by Rosa. So Rosa has a look up. He's just outside his 50 on the far right flank. As one lead came the way of Boakey, but he's ignored as it goes long into the pack. A bit of a 2-on-4 there and comfortably marked by the Swans' defence.
So Gary Rowan was flicking the handball backwards. His teammate slipped, so he had to go back and do a bit of work, Gary Rowan. Don't argue as he tries to transition the footy. Baru cuts it off for Gold Coast. He'll flick the handball out as he's tackled. Umpire let it go. Good pick up there by Butterick. Came out to Scrimshaw. Round the body to the goal square. Bouncing footy. How will it go? Is it a goal for the Suns? I think it is. What a ripper on the goal line. And they've got their first for the afternoon, and they trail this one by 1 point. Amazing stuff from the Suns in the pocket.
He's caught that full stretch and somehow managed to get it all the way down to his boot and put it through, all the while being tackled. Wonderful effort.
Snap around the body, Scrimshaw, right place, right time. And player kicked the goal. Excellent, just coming to the bench. Pretty sure it's Baru, but we'll just wait for him to turn to confirm his number. It is Baru.
Emmanuel. So into the middle they go for the reset. 7-6 here. The umpire looks to slam this one to the turf and up and away it goes. Bounces in the favour of Amity and he'll pull it back. Too much in the favour of Amity as he decides to throw it up instead. So they watch on, the mids lurk. Tapped down by the Suns and one in the middle. They're going forward. Nice bit from Dawson over the top to Rosa. Rosa looks up. There's a man side 50 and isn't it justice? Wasn't picked up by Bowie as he goes to ground, spills out for him. Bowie's managed to get his hands back on, but he gave it off to a teammate over the top. Lurking there. It's taken again right in front of goals. Wonderful mark from a quick bit of hurried play from the Suns.
Greenwall.
It's going to be...
Greenwall. Fitzroy Greenwall. Handy play. Kicked one of the goals of the season earlier this year. Real strong mark. Real danger in front of goal if he can find the footy this afternoon. As he begins his approach. Point blank range. Goal umpire does a bit of left to right just for dramatics, but it's a goal. So the Suns suddenly have two in a row and they've hit the front. Great transition of play again from the Suns, just pressing forward. And as I mentioned, Fitzroy Greenwell, real handy play. Late inclusion today. A couple of Suns players just not feeling great yesterday. Woke up feeling a bit sick and thought not worth the trip down to Sydney. Stay on the warm Gold Coast. And Greenwell steps up and kicks a major.
It is a brisk morning out here, but the sunshine's certainly helping each side. Well, the Suns are attacking into the shade. Now the momentum has swung the way of the Suns. Let's see what the Swans can do to quell this as it goes up. Won by the Suns, but turned over almost immediately. It's slapped forward hurriedly. Bit of a miscommunication from the Suns as it wasn't taken. Quick ball out. Looked to be Reinhardt on the ball. Reinhardt doesn't get the kick very far as it goes to Bell. Bell gives it to Conan. Can't be gone. And each team just keeps passing it back and forth to one another. Slapped into the ground. No one picking it up. Nice work from the Swans. He's quickly wrapped up high. They're going to call it Gary Rowan on the ball.
So Rowan, he'll put the footy inside 50 for the Swans. One-on-one situation from behind. Amity couldn't mark. Real strong play from the Suns defender. And he'll be paid the free kick mark. Take your pick. It's Leslie. So Leslie has a look up. The Swans have marked up really well. He's just going to ping it long up the Bill O'Reilly wing. And it's going to be turned over. Swans with numbers at ground level. Although the Suns' pressure was good as the footy came out and goes towards the boundary line where it will be tossed in.
It's a shame they didn't go the other way. They had a couple of men open wide, the Suns. So it's sent into the middle with Styles. Styles went to take off, but it's going to be 50.
That'll be that in his infringement zone area, that free kick going, or the 50-metre penalty for the Swans. Real unlucky there. I thought he may have been off, but umpire said he probably anticipated the Swans player being off and on the run.
I think most players in all levels still struggling to adjust to the rule, but it's there for a reason, there to be obeyed. So they had to originally fight their way out. There's now a good chance of goal through Styles. Kicks on its way comfortably, and he marches his way back into the centre. Has gone through for the 6 points.
Not what you want for the Suns there. Just a bit of unluck and ill discipline coming through the midfield. Styles, when you're taking a set shot on a day like today from 40 out, you're not going to miss too many of them. Though the Swans have made a habit of that this season. Remarkably, they've only kicked more goals than behinds 3 times this season. Kicked more behinds in 8 games.
Just shows just how much attacking pressure they apply and how many opportunities they create for themselves. So if they decide to be clinical, could be in for a bit of a battering. But
so tossed up back in the middle. Can the Suns this time get the reply? Footy, yeah, just being raffled in the middle. Eventually the clearing kick came the way of Dawson, bouncing it half forward. Baru fell over as the handball came back to Johnson, who's the skipper for the day for the Swans. Stoddard's there. He'll get it on the bounce. And he'll look to transfer play back over to the O'Reilly side of the ground. And the Swans will set up from half back as they do so well. Kick comes out wide. They'll just chip it up the ground beautifully. The mark's taken by Bell. So Bell has a look forward. Suns have got back really well. Just kick it long to half forward. Big pack of players fly. Ball fisted away. It will come down to ground level. Who wants it? The Swans pushing the ball forward. Kick smothered off the boot. Wrapped up in the tackle was Coden for the Suns. Umpire circling. How's he going to ping this? Holding the football.
Pass from Coden did well to pick up the ball, but it's been turned over.
So
Amity. So he's taking a look up. He looks narrowly, swings in. Decides to just put it up high onto the boot, right inside the goal square. Can't be marked. It can, but not by his teammate. It's great further work as they play on quickly by hand. And out with the left boot towards right in the path. Spoiled by Stoddard. As the Suns pick it up from the ground. Few players come around, but snatched away nicely by the Suns as it's beaten downfield in the direction of Grundy. He'll look to offer his support, but the Suns continue charging. Nice bit of play. Sends it long. Flanagan gets the kick away very nicely. Trying to get onto it, but it's chased out of bounds.
So just in front of us on the wing there, Bailey Scott. Now he's All-Australian this year in the under-18 side following the championships. Highly touted father-son pick. Also could be an academy pick for the Suns at this year's draft. So real player to watch there. Father-son, of course, at North Melbourne, where his dad played in the 96 flag and also played at Geelong, clocked up the 100 games at Geelong. So the Suns work the footy inside 50. Handball came out the way of Bowie. He's wrapped up in a tackle. And the Swans managed to create a stoppage. Let's see what the Suns can create here. They trail this one by 1 point. Pretty good ball game we've got going on at the moment. Handball came out the back. High up and under kick from Rosa. Tip of the goal square. Who wants it? Most experienced player on the park does. That's Grundy. So he puts it on his right boot, looking for his 2012 Premiership teammate Johnson. He pushes the footy forward, and it goes out of play, where it will be tossed in.
Grundy looking a bit more at home down back there, but still want to creep forward and get a few goals. The Suns look to reset and see if they can get the ball back down towards their attacking end. So up high it goes. Inward toward the men. It's tapped down by the Swans and gathered by the Suns. Suns get the kick away from Fiorini as it launches in. Can't be marked. Symington behind. Dudwell with Greenwald. Got the quick pass away. Tackled. And that will be turned over. Great tackle from the Swans. As it started to look dangerous, a few men circled around.
So Jordan Dawson doing the tackling for the Swans. He'll look to go backwards. Does to Johnson. He'll have to go quickly. So handball came back to Grundy. Looks further afield. He's got Gary Rowan there, but goes a bit further, looking for his teammate there in Rees. He couldn't mark. Rowan goes in, picks it up. Geez, turn of pace electric. Put it on his right boot. Just bangs it inside 50. 2-on-1 situation. Gives Bailey Stewart a bit of work to do. And it's tucked out of play by the defender, Spencer. And it'll be tossed in. Swans in attack. Transition through experience. And it's being pinged deliberate. So chance here for the Swans. It'll be Bailey Stewart. Played 11 games this season. Opts to centre it where he's got 3 players looking to contest themselves. Wrapped up in the tackle by Barlow. And it will be tossed up. Centre half forward position for the Swans.
So looking to get the ball up here. And they do so. Tap down comfortably. Swans charging by way of not stud. Nice little ball over top from Kilpatrick. But they'll roll through for a behind on the left-hand side. So very comfortable with the ruck work there. Nice bit of running straight onto it. Shun they couldn't come away with a goal. And Suns will look to fight their way out to the right-hand side. Lovely kick, but can't be collected, although the umpire's not too happy with the contact there. So you can give it to the Swans.
Going against Lockie McDonald. I think maybe because he didn't have eyes on the footy going into the contest. So deemed the Swans player was illegally infringed as they press forward against Sydney to the hot spot. Beautiful kick. Beautiful mark. Jordan Dawson. Exactly the same spot where he kicked his first goal from. This is a chance to kick the Swans third. Just such clean hands there, Will.
He was out and about last week. It seems his form hasn't left him in the past 7 days.
So Dawson, he's kicked 6 goals for the season, including one early in this quarter, to give the Swans an 8-point advantage. Makes no trouble with that one.
Directly straight. Teammates immediately making their way towards him to give him a bit of a high five. Wonderful kick off the boot.
So ask the question pre-game, who's going to kick the goals for the Swans today with a few players out, and Jordan Dawson, he's stood up already early, marking option up forward. He's kicked 2.
The keen being at the front of the class. So they make their way back toward the middle. Still only 8 points in. It's been a pretty strong quarter by both sides. So it's thrown up instead. Tap from the Swans, looking to run to its foot. Can't get his hands on it. It's played forward and turned over briefly before going back the way. Brown trying to get over the top. It's kicked down in the Rowan direction. Rowan does get the mark over as he makes his way back. Grundy, a teammate, providing an option, but Rowan's going to go long for this one. Towards the 50 on the right. That is a wonderful kick in between the men. And it lands straight in the hands of Dean Towers. So a few noble Swans. Johnson there, quietly calling for it. And he sends it straight up, just in front of the goal square. Will it be marked again? It is. It's marked by Joel Amity. And it looked to be a defensive mark, but he just popped out of nowhere, stood up tall, and top of his reach, smashed it great. So Swans all of a sudden could be a very quick 2-goal turnaround.
He's kicked 15 goals this year. Armity been the target up forward for them.
Does his bit in the ruck as he strides his way in. Comfortable looking strides, and it's gone through for a behind this time, unfortunately, so couldn't add that extra one to his tally.
So just ticked on to time on in the first quarter. It is the Swans leading this one. Bit of an arm wrestle, really. Both teams had their chances. As Spencer gets it, he works the give and go. Looks for Rosa. Marks comfortably at half back. Put it on his right boot inboard. Beautiful kick. And they'll slow things down here, the Suns, through Shearer. Shearer short, not the 15, so he'll have to go. Suns working the footy forward. Baru underneath it. So's Rowan. Strong mark.
As he goes out the way, at the top, he's brought down the wing. Flanagan has a look, decides to try and suck him out. Doesn't, goes inside to Rowan. He puts a nice kick forward to Bell. Bell looks, foot leads, but Rowan gets it back, tries to turn. He won't get out of that. Wonderful bit of tackling there from Foster. Really big turnover because we know what Rowan can do with ball in hand. Steve's wrapped up, so they play out to the wing. Nice bit from Bowie. Bowie just looks in front. Suitable teammate. Not marked. And he's had to flip it out in the way of Dawson. Dawson underneath us. It's almost professionally seen out of bounds by Lachlan McDonald. They look to be stringing some bits together, but just a poor mark at a bad time.
Geez, Gary Rowan taking on Brodie Foster there. Beautiful tackle on the wing. Real tough unit, Foster. Rising Star nominee in the NEAFL earlier this season as it's tossed in. Came to Farini. He was really good last week. Inside 50. Punched away down there by Maybalm. A ground level chance for the Suns going forward. It comes to Rosie. He'll put it to the hot spot. Bit of a hit and hope. Baru underneath it. Ball comes to ground level. Handball flicked out. Chance here for the Suns. Scott wrapped up in a tackle. Umpire let play go on. Comes to Boki. Boki dribbles it through for a goal. Outstanding stuff for the Suns. Get the quick reply.
Excellent play. Fast handballs. Blokes coming through, all wanting a piece of it. And just on the end, last part, Boki.
Another one set up from Rosa. He's had the footy at half forward a couple of times today, and just his experience, knows not to blaze away. Kick it to a contest when you're inside 50, particularly in the corridor. Create a bit of a chaos ball, and the Suns have so many of those fast-paced mid-size forwards, and once again they've managed to snaffle a goal right on the goal line.
Just realised he had that extra half a second. He used all of it to suss out the options, kick it to a 2-on-1 in their favour, and force the ball as it banged up and over. One down, can it be picked up? It's socketed forward into the hands of the Swans. Couldn't get it through the middle there, but Suns can't gather it up either. It's quickly wrapped up, it spills out. Looking over the top, who's going to get their hands on it? Foot's lurking, but won't wrap anyone up. Still up and about. He ends up going over the top. Frantic play out from the middle. Stair going to pick it up. They decide to just put it to the boot off the grass. Up it goes, one down by the Swans. Rosa underneath it, did so well in the play before. It is picked up. A few men fighting there in the middle, but thrash about all you want. You won't get out of three players' arms.
So on the wing, real arm wrestle. Sorry, Wills. It's tossed up again. Blair won this one down for the Swans. His teammates wrapped up as they just press the footy forward. Scrimshaw's there for the Suns. Couldn't find the handle on the footy. Pressure good from Sydney. Ball at ground level. Barlow lurking. Farini jumped on. So they just try and wrestle it out. On hands and knees. Foot got a rushed kick. It's smothered. He had to do a bit of volleyball work. Fell back into his bread basket. He was tackled. Ball spilled free. Well, not really free. It was wrapped up in about 40 tackles. It'll be tossed up where it was about 2 minutes ago.
And they haven't moved very far, but again it goes. One by the Suns. He looks to be taken. It's not going to go. Once again, it's not going to go too far.
So it hasn't moved too far. And let's see if the umpire plucks a free kick here just to clear it from this kind of scrimmage if the players can't. As it came back to Johnson, he'll work it backwards. The Swans will go inside 50 again. Looking for Stewart there. He got it, flicks a handball over the top. Ball spilled free, wrapped around the body by Towers to the hot spot. Chaos ball. Suns defence outstanding. Scrimshaw wanted to go quickly. Had the running player there in the man they call ace at the club, Paul Ower. As the Suns get the footy to half forward. Real chance pressing here. It will bounce up into the hands of Baru. Can run to 60. Underground kick. Doesn't travel the 15 to Boki. He had a gaggle of Swans come his way. As ball spilled free, the Swans looking to clear, and they eventually work some handballs across the full back line and get some clean possession.
So slowed down the hands of the general Grundy. Just at the top of the goal square. Goes to the short option, questionable option as well, but coming away with it, his foot, calm and composed. A quick one off before back in the hands of Grundy. He goes up high with the fly over the top of both men. Suns will look to capitalise. Can he keep it in? No, he rushes it straight out, does Graham. Grundy just couldn't quite find Stern there down the wing. So he's made a couple of kicks in a row, which was straight to a one-on-one. As the ball down, up, high, it flies. No problem for Amadi, who takes it. Foster was wrapped up, but Rosa did well, but couldn't be held on. As it flicks out the way of the Swans and cleared out towards the centre, right in the middle. He's gotten away wonderfully to Spencer as he dribbles it forward, but turns it over. Grundy shoves him aside, picks up the ball. It's incorrect disposal, as he's just dropped out of his strong arms, and the Suns will look to go forward with a few options at bay.
So the Swans get back quickly. Baru has to be smart with this one. Geez, that's a real handy reel it in sort of mark taken by Dawson on at half back. Just put the one mid out and it's stuck. So he works the footy up the wing. The Swans just slowing things down. Called to go now. Footy comes to half forward. Packer players. Leslie flies for the Suns and marks strongly. What will he do? He has a look across half back. Not much doing. Umpire called him to go now. Kicks it to a pack situation. Ball went out the back. We're waiting for it was Maybaum. Flicks the handball back inboard. The Swans are ducking and weaving. That was nice from Rees. But it's turned over. Rosa there. Flicks the handball backwards. Pokey, I think it was, flicks the handball upwards. And the Suns eventually work the footy just inside 50 through Bowes. High to the hot spot. Swans with numbers. Ball fisted away by Fiorini and it will be tossed in. Suns in attack. About 10 around from their goal. Trailing this one by 3 points.
3 points as we edge slightly towards core time. 28 minutes, 28 and a half minutes have passed now. As it comes in, way the Suns, chance to take the lead late in the quarter. It's tapped down by Amadi, straight into the hands of a teammate, but it spills out. Can it be gathered by the Suns? Yes, it is. As it quickly snapped away, Foster couldn't get a clean ball away to Bowes, and that goes out of bounds. So similar position, still a chance to attack and still a chance to take the lead right before the quarter siren. As they look and they set up, very defensive. No one, almost no one, who's outside this half. Very high. Marty has to fight for it. It's tapped by the Suns. Oh, nearly bounced in for him. Suns lead it out by Foot. Foot's dragged out into touch. There's no problem with that, as they'll see it be thrown in once again.
So let's see what the Suns can do here. They've got most of their goals this season from this kind of range, about 15 metres out. We've seen them kick a couple from this sort of range today as it's tossed in. Amity did the ruck work, but it only went as far as Dawson. Flicked it over the top. Arming and ahhing, just got his kick away. Swans defence under pressure. Ball spilling free. Good tackle laid by Tui Lower. Locks the footy in for the Suns as the handball comes over the top. They're a chance here. High up and under looking for Baru. He tripped 3 times on his feet. Maybaum there as well, but the quarter time siren beats them all. A real arm wrestle first quarter here at the SCG. It's the Sydney Swans leading Gold Coast 3-3, plays 3 straight. We'll take a quick break here on NEFL TV and be back with the second quarter where it's the Swans leading by 3 points. It is the Sydney Swans leading the Gold Coast Suns by 3 points at quarter time. Goal kickers for the Swans, Jordan Dawson, he's taken 2 great marks and booted 2. Angus Styles with the other. Over at the Gold Coast Suns, Fitzroy Greenwell, he's snagged a couple of beauties, and Quabi Boki, he's also kicked 1 for the Suns. Evenly poised match this one. Real important game for the Suns if they want to be playing finals footy in the NEAFL, and the Swans, well, they're going for 10 in a row. So it'll be the Suns kicking to the right-hand side of your screen. The Swans to the Paddington end as it's bounced, and we'll do it all again. Heath Grundy, we mentioned pre-game, playing his first game at this level since 2008. He's had plenty of game time in the first quarter, and I see he's out there again as it's tossed up, and Foot got the clearance for the Swans, looking for a big mark. Amity there, Leslie as well at ground level, came out to Leslie, got the clearing kick for the Suns, just a kick and hope. Baru chasing after it, he's fast. Footy bounced off his chest, and the Swans will have a chance to reload, and the footy goes out of play, half forward for the Swans.
Bounced so comfortably in the hands of Foot off the ruck there and drilled down forward. No one could take a spectacular mark like they did in the first quarter. So we'll see this one play in the game. Swans rowing toward the shade. And up it goes. Graham doing the rucking for the Swans and manages to get in front and win that. Just tapped down and sent out. And it's holding the ball. So he brought it down, brought it into his chest, and he was held tightly. And the Swans go immediately onto the attack here.
Against Barlow.
So just goes backwards and laterally. What's a teammate? Looking up, trying to find out an option. Nearly had one, but it was cut off cleanly as the Suns change it and go forward. But it's not really kicked to anyone. Flanagan's there to pick it up. He's got Grundy in support, but doesn't use him. Straight in the middle through Bell. Bell gives it to Rowan. He's going to use his pace. Has a little bit of time. Takes a bounce and then puts it up high towards 50 in the goal square. It's not marked. It's turned over though, and there is a Swans man there. Can he get his hands to it? He does. With Towers fighting for the ball, but the Suns turned over and does well to Scrimshaw as he sends it the other way and picks out a teammate in Rosa. Rosa turns and goes straight forward, simply to Bowes. Bowes, quick hand pass. He's wrapped up fast. Bit of a hospital one there. Foster gets his hands on the pill before it spills out and taps forward. Into the hands goes Bowie. Boki was lurking too, and they're going to bring it back, but advantage was played on. Nice little inside ball. Over the top goes Greenwald, looking away his third. Looks up, goes for goal for his third. Grundy gets back there, using his experience to tap it through. Alex Johnson, pardon me, not Grundy. And Johnson goes forward, straight in the arms of a teammate.
So, quick play and transition for the Suns. Come out to play today, and it's the Swans just looking to set things up. Beautiful mark taken by Cannon. So Cannon looks forward. Doesn't have a lot to go to. The Suns have done well. He'd kick it to a pack up the wing. And he's turned it straight over where Spencer takes the easiest of marks for the Suns. Looks forward. He'll go short. Waiting for the right option inside forward 50. Trail this one by 2 points, the Suns, and they'll go backwards again. Scrimshaw's waiting at half back. Mark's unopposed. He'll go short again to Conan. Conan completes the transition out to Brodie Foster. Had plenty of it in that first quarter. He'll now kick it to the wing. 2-on-1. Rowan coming from the side. Ball spilled free. Baru there. Tried to tap it through Maybarm's legs. Couldn't quite. Maybarm went the 1-2 with Amity. Rowan picks it up. Wrapped up by Baru. Came back to Amity. String of handballs came to Foot. Foot goes to half forward. Beautiful kick. Running on Styles from 55. Looking for Bell. Turned it straight over, and taking the mark was Spencer.
So Spencer already very involved. Gives a quick ball out to the left, and it's poorly taken. It's not going to be caught, and over the top comes the scramble, but they do manage to regather it out the way of Barlow. Try and get active. He might need to get it back, and he does. Goes backwards. Sharp. They're going to have to just play out by Foot down the line. Boki under it. Can't be taken. Grundy comes screaming in. Spills it to a man, but cut off by the Suns. More work to do as Dawson goes backwards to Scrimshaw. Scrimshaw whacks it on the left and marked nicely, painfully by the looks of things, with Symington. Spinning, he's been helping out in the ruck, chips it comfortably to Scrimshaw, who's back onto the ball. Scrimshaw decides to leave the runner, turns and looks. They're playing with a bit more structure, trying to hit targets this particular opening of the quarter. Once again, inside, simply done. Simpson takes a look. He's got a few and goes the runner. So using the hand and a little lobbed pass, they continue using the far length of the field. Just outside 50 now as he wheels, bombs it up high, straight in the arms of Dawson. And Dawson's taken 2 huge pack marks today. That'll be one of the easier ones in comparison.
So Dawson, he ran off his man Scott then, and Scott probably could have been the target for the Suns, but it went over his head. Play goes on. Amity used it beautifully, tapped it in front. He'll want to run onto it. He bashed it to Reinhardt. His kick smothered. Scrimshaw came charging through for the Suns. Can the find possession at half forward, the Gold Coast? Not on this occasion. Umpire circles. Johnson let it go through his teammate there in Stewart. Handball came out wide. This is better for the Swans. Footy comes to half forward, punched away well by Spencer. At ground level, used his body beautifully, made Barm underneath. Rosa tackling for the Suns. Umpire says play on. Trying to get the handball out, Rogers. Umpire circling. Surely he'll bounce it in front of the Suns bench, and he will. So real arm wrestle here at the SCG. Hopefully you're enjoying this one on NEFL TV. Our mates at Bar TV bringing you the pictures as it's tossed up. The kick came out from Fiorini, but it's turned over. The experienced Grundy marked well. Flicks the handball across. Swans deep inside 50 again. Who wants it? Ball went over the head. Running through to pick it up was Swaney. Banged it onto his right boot. Bouncing footy. Didn't quite bounce the favour of Stewart as it goes out of play for a toss in. Swans deep in attack.
Nice little kick forward, though, to give Stewart the chance. Couldn't get the bounce, as he said, but at least they've got themselves the attacking throw. Can they convert here? Doing the ruck work for the Swans. Amity's out the back. So it's come up, and it is Amity. Up he goes and wins that. Goes down to the ground. Can't be gained by Towers. A couple of men wrapped up as it spills again onto the bounce. Trying to fight their way out. Suns can't pick it up cleanly, neither can the Swans. It'll go up again, not the result they wanted. Strong bit of rucking. Just need to get something clear as it into the air it goes. Both slap at it. Coming through, looking to Crumb. It's turns spun and kicked away, not to target. Lands into space, and fair bit of Swans players there in support, but it's tipped over the top. He had Rosa. Rosa goes back further and kick down the line towards Boakey. Boakey shoves his man forward. Can he regather? No, he can't. The Swans continue and surge towards on the attack. Couple of missed hands. It's gone back towards the Suns, and a series of turnovers and smothers as it continues. Swans back on it, but nice tackle made by Bowie. Quick ball out, little chip kick over the top in the way of Boakey. Boakey looks straight in the arms of Dawson. Dawson goes back, Stoddard with the ball in hand, but it's being pulled back in favour of the Suns.
We tossed in. He just took the footy out when he was trying to run around his man there, Styles. So the Swans just backtracked. Somehow the Suns have urged the footy to the wing position as it's tossed in again. Went over the ruckman's head. At ground level, wrapped up in a tackle was Shear of the Suns. And it will be bounced again. Been playing 8 minutes in this second quarter. Neither team to kick a major. Just the one behind going the way of the Suns as it's tossed up on the wing. Real arm wrestle here at the SCG. Footy came out wide. It's cleared forward by Grundy. Came out the back. Who wants it? Leslie's there for the Suns. He's wrapped up in a tackle. Swans are under pressure to try and get a goal. Spencer's wrapped up in a tackle. And it will be tossed up once again.
Spencer did well to get back there and support Leslie, didn't he? Leslie put under immediate pressure. Could have been a much worse scenario, but they did well to arrive. It's up in the air, picked up. Dawson turns it over by way of Fiorini and it spills out. Can't be gathered. Dawson off by way of Conan. Conan turns it over, but big tackle. On foot, spills out and cleared away by the Suns, but marked comfortably down the other end. Ball in the hands of, it looks to be Rogers. They're on the far side of the field. He bangs it forward inside 50. Amity goes up. No one can take the mark. And spills a couple of rows back for yet another throw in. So the game's really tightened here, Eddie. A lot of ball going out and a lot of ball not being able to come out when it's in the middle of the ground.
Both teams really struggling to find a clean possession at the moment. As we wait for the footy to be returned to the boundary umpire. As crowd have to go and fetch it from row C. Our goal kickers at the moment, Dawson has 2 for the Swans, Styles 1, Grinwall 2 for the Suns, 1 for Boakey. Eventually the footy comes back to the boundary umpire. Tossed in, Ruckman lock arms, tapped down well for the Suns, picking it up Rosa, wrapped up in a tackle before he could have a chance at a possession. And that's exactly how the umpire sees it. Swans in attack. Not a breath of wind here at the SCG today. Winning this one down was Graham. Couldn't quite find his man as the Swans push it inside 50 again. Conan bashed it away from his opponent for the Suns, and it'll be tossed in as it was a minute ago in the same spot. Swans in attack.
Ball went out of bounds before. No one in the crowd on that side in the shade wanting to grab it. The crowd is forming, but they're all enjoying the sunshine. Towards the grandstand members' end, the ball comes up by way of the Swans. Can it be won? It lands in the hands of the Suns. Couldn't get the kick away. Back on the attack. Trying to gather it. They can't be done. It is as he's wrapped up. Really desperate stuff by Foster. Foster been so busy making yet another tackle. An even more damaging position here. Few lurking around. Rosa trying to direct traffic through the middle. Tapped down by the Swans. Was it one? It's kicked away. Couldn't be marked. Manages to get a ball up and a couple men fighting for it. Will he get the pass away? Dawson does, and Dawson does so well. Chips over the top on the way to the leading man was it Gilmore. He kicked forward. That's gone away. Scott busy. Taken low, down around the under the knees. Will be a free kick, rightly so. Try to protect the players in that regard.
So Scott at half-back for the Suns. First NEFL game of the season. Short to Rosa. Rosa short, dinky one will finally work out for the Suns somehow. Scott kept running. His kick, though, smothered. Here's a chance for the Swans going forward. High hit and hope. There's a galaxy of Suns there, and the mark's taken well by Gilmore. He works it across half-back. Now look to transition a switch here, but the Swans have zoned off well, so he comes back members side to Scrimshaw. Scrimshaw looks forward. Swans defensively done pretty well, so Scrimshaw, he'll look to transition, umming and ahhing, and then goes up the wing, and mark not quite taken by Scott. Wrapped up in the tackles, his opposing number in Barling. Umpire says, give it to me, boys. Let's toss it up and try and clear it from this flank.
Come thrashing about on the ground with the Swans as the ball comes up. Tapped down by the Swans, not a couple of options. Dawson being taken somewhat without the ball, can't gather it. Barlow there, goes backwards. They'll be taken out of bounds by Mr. Spencer. Really hard for anyone to get a clean pair of hands and create a bit of run right now.
So Barlow's season, quite incredible. 5 games coming in today, averaging 43.2 touches. It's his second game back this afternoon for the Suns after a freak injury at training where he copped a boot to the jaw and missed a couple of weeks. So it's tossed in. Suns in attack. Geez, he's been good this quarter. Bailey Scott flicks a handball out. The Suns pressing forward once again. Mark spilled on this occasion by Symington. Flicked the handball backwards to that player, Scott again. He did well on hands and knees. Came back to Symington as the running Barlow chipped it up the wing. Suns really building at the moment. Tuiloa was good, but the Swans' defence just in a pack, as you'd expect, smother the footy out of play.
Scott and Shear getting very much involved for the Suns. He had a big outing last week, Shear. He's got his headband on as he trots away the man up. Ball comes down. Will it land into his lap? No, it's tapped down. Foot's over it. Scraped out, but grabbed hard from behind by Dawson, clinging on for dear life. Will be thrown up again. So a few opportunities here. Barry making his way back on the field. Tap down. Simply done. Foot needs to get a quick ball away. Baru grills him in the tackle. Has tapped out again. So they charge in. Big bit of tackling here. It's become a lot more physical right there in the middle. It's going to go up again. Bit of push and shoves. Few handbags.
That's dangerous. You called it well then. Baru coming onto the ground, tackling quickly. He's pressed forward now for the Suns, hoping for that clearing kick as Shear took it away from the stoppage. Ball spilled the way of Dawson. Flicked it back to Scrimshaw. Scrimshaw through a pack was beautiful. Could take a bounce, elected not to. Goes inside 50. Boki the target. Couldn't find him, but Boki kept his feet well. Spilled out to Baru. Baru couldn't quite pick it up. Did on the second attempt. Put it on his right boot to a player out wide. Underground kick. Symington there. Picks it up in the pocket. Around the body to the goal square. Baru's there. Ball fisted goal side by the Swans defender. And it goes through for a rush behind. That was off Swaney.
A good little punch there. Being held by Baru, but held strong. Grundy just goes short. They bring it back. No, they continue the run. He goes a little bit more inside. Towers underneath that one. Just came out of nowhere, arms outstretched to pick off that mark. So Towers trying to find a teammate here. Takes a look up. Not too many straight options as a nice leading man is found down the far side. It's with Bailey Stewart. So same again, same problem as Towers, looking up, not seeing too many options and decides to just put it up in the air, but a bit of a lead came in as it nearly trots out of bounds, but cleared away by the Suns, and a simple pass made down the far end of the ground. Turns, looks, kicks up, direction of Baru, using those long lean arms to pick it up. He wheels, he does have a runner. He's got two. Sent down the way of Symington. Symington, quick ball out. Will he get it back? Yes, he does. Symington back over again. Can't be picked up, but there are a couple men, Boki included. Boki tries to send it out, but picked up quickly by the Swans. They're trying to fight their way out, and they do so correctly. Seeing it down the wing towards the boundary where it's spent so much time this morning. And again, it does. Over the line of the boundary for another throw-in.
So the Swans, they somehow avoid a goal against them there. We haven't seen a goal this quarter, unbelievably. Just the two behinds to the Suns. And we've been playing 16 and a half minutes. After 3 goals apiece in the opening term. Tossed in. Suns slightly in attack. Handball came out wide from Dawson. And again, the Suns will look to build. Good tackle laid, but the Swans' defence in the right spot at the right time. Could have been high. Umpire let it go. Bounced in front of Bell. The Suns with numbers. Spencer there, flicking the handball to Scrimshaw. That's risky. Amity got away with one there. Bell picking it up. Ball look round level. Scrimshaw a tackle. And it will be tossed up. Swans half forward flank this time around.
Did look that Joel Amity just gave someone a ragdoll completely off the ball, but the umpire's got a better view than we do, so we'll give him the benefit of the doubt. Up it goes and can't be taken, but cleared away on the little grubber kick. Rugby league-esque, but it just trails out of bounds.
And the free kick's going to go the way of the boundary umpire. Thought I saw the field umpire signal the way of the Suns.
His arm was certainly out. But instead he'll turn around, back to the crowd and sends the ball up high. Right inward. One comfortably by the Suns. This picked up by Way, couldn't be cleared. And grilled into the turf with the Swans players as it spills again. Swans with a chance to attack it. It's picked up and cleared. Long down. Amity can't get onto it. 3 Suns players came over the top. None of them could take it. Amity still fighting like a bull in a china shop, trying to get his hands on it, but spills out and the whistle's blown. Not the best time for the Swans who thought they were away.
Free kick's going to go the way of Scrimshaw. Doesn't waste any time. He's got a player loose on the flank. Marks comfortably. Has a look further afield. Waiting for the right option. Just kicking it into space in front of Shear. And he takes the footy out of play. 18 and a half minutes gone. Haven't seen a goal this quarter, so you don't think there'd be too much longer left to play.
They've had opportunities, but there's just been a few kicks and handballs that have gone astray, which has slowed down the attack as it comes in. Tap down. Swans can't grab it. Messy as usual, but cleared away. Couple of Suns players there and nearly takes out his own teammate, but does so well to hold on to it. Spencer backs. He's been ever so busy this quarter. So has to track back. He does have a leading man out far in Foster. It's not Foster, it's Gilmore. Gilmore's got a chance to take it again. Trips up on the Swans man and little option there in Grundy. Grundy with a bit of time to use a manoeuvre. Puts the kick in. Can't be taken, but over the top, leading away, slammed in the back of the turf as they gather and go. Spin the way of Bowie. Bowie can't grab his hands on it. Bowie still flying as it's popped out for the Swans. Swans looking, it's shrugged by Neck. Baru tries to dance and ride his way up for his turnaround by Towers, snapped in toward goal. Amity does a nice little spin, picking up, looking round. Can it be taken? It's kicked off into the post.
Geez, real chance there for the Swans there through Barling. Thought Barlow may have just been able to get the clearing kick out of defence, but the Swans just kept coming as the kick comes out wide. Underneath it, cutting on it off was Jordan Dawson for the Swans. Kept in, could have been a throw. Umpire said no. They're pressing hard. Swaney there, he's taken to ground. And it will be tossed up in front of the members' pavilion. Swans in attack. They lead this ball game by 2 points. 20 minutes gone, second quarter. Ball ricocheted off Bell. Rose is there for the Suns, and it will be flicked in. So neither team to kick a major this quarter. Can the Swans break the deadlock? They've had a lot of footy up their forward 50, but haven't managed to find a major. Comes in over the back. Barlow doing the ruck work for the Suns. Came to ground level. Rosa picked it up. Rushed kick out of there was from Bowes. Came out Rose's way. Flicks the handball backwards to Scott. They work the footy forward. And a great smother there off the boot by Swaney. Sees the footy thrown in.
It's a huge pressure coming the way of the Swans as they just continue to mount a few waves of attack. It's been swallowed up so far by the Suns, but you wonder how long they can hold on for as they look to reset and go again. Foot there underneath. Brown all lurking, hoping to get their hands on the pill as it's sent inward. Up and gone. Tap down. Towers doing there. Foot somewhat has his hands on the pill, but it's more in the arms of, around the arms of the young man Barlow. So it's going to go up again here. Towers underneath it again. Can't win it down, but spills out. Foot direction, not taken. Swans with a chance to play forward through Brown, but it ricochets into touch. The crowd giving a bit of advice down there. Always good to hear. Nothing wrong with passion.
So a couple of hundred in ahead of this afternoon's AFL clash between these two clubs. Swans in attack. Barlow came off the stoppage well. Flicked it out to today's skipper for the Suns in Fiorini. His handball was a bit hot to trot. Foot kept it in, did he? No. And it will be tossed in to the disappointment of Bell, who could see the big sticks in front of him and not much else.
Just a few basic handling errors there, costing the Suns a chance to run themselves out of danger. Up and about it goes. One by the Suns, but immediately wrapped up on the tackle was Barlow. Barlow manages to scream it out through Foot, but two men immediately surrounding Rosa. Was it turned around? Brown there to offer some words of wisdom to his teammates.
Geez, it's man on man right around the ground. Towers doing the ruck work, picked it out and flicked it out to Styles. Styles round the body, inside 50, Bell underneath it. Couldn't mark it ground level. What can he do? He's wrapped up in a tackle. But umpire letting play go on. And eventually says it's held to him. Let's toss it up. 40 out directly in front of the Swans goal mouth. Leading this one by 2 points. 23 gone, second quarter, desperate for a goal. Good tackle from Scrimshaw. Foot around the body, picked up their crumbs and misses the lot to the right-hand side.
Dawson did well to get Foot the ball there, but couldn't be bent round enough as it goes into the side, the shady side, but there's not too many crowd members. They'll have to fish it out themselves. Who gets the honours? Away he goes. He finds the ball, which has given the Swans plenty of chance to reset and try and pick off this kick as it comes in. So they're going to have to kick over the top of Amadi. He's a big man. He goes very long. Good 50-metre kick there. Lands in the Towers. Towers ships it up. Can't get away. Kicked inward towards 50. Not marked by the Suns. There is Rosa, who's picked up and immediately set upon. And so immediately that the umpire asks for the ball to throw it up in the air again. But they're still camped here in this Swans attacking 50. Up it goes. Down, bounced, Foot. Clearance is made, but it just goes as far as Spencer. He's racking up a few disposals while it's been here. Spencer takes a look, decides to go long with it down the left and far side of the field. Can't be marked at camp. Wonderful from Graham. Caleb Graham. Really important mark as they look to march their way out of trouble. Fiorini, not clean. Does get a ball away. It's not 15. He's tackled hard by Styles as it pops up. But can it get out? It does. It bounces a little bit of space. Stoddard gets the ball off. Turning, trying to dance. Crunched hard with Styles as they look to gallop their way through the middle. Bowie takes a bounce. He's got a bit more breathing room. Rowan Hunts, but he gets the ball off in time. Sends it down. There's a Barouge just there waiting for us. He's hit hard from the back. Gilmore pouncing, but it's picked up. That was incorrect, but the umpire doesn't mind. He says play on. Down it goes. And there is a free kick the way of the Suns. The really big part of the ground here. So they're settling out. Nice simple kick by way of lower. As it's fired in towards the goal square. It's Johnson underneath it. Couldn't get the mark. It's snapped. Just straight in the hands of the Swans as he belts it away. It's a one-on-one. Can't be taken by foot, but Rosa did well. As a nice, easy shot on goal for Fiorini. Was it easy? No, it's not easy enough. The Sal's through for a behind. But nice bit for the Suns there, who did so well to fight their way all the way from the other end of the field after swallowing the assault.
Fiorini probably had a bit more time than he thought then when he just blazed away. As they'll get another chance here, the Suns. Graham tried to go through traffic, couldn't quite. Rosa was there, but it'll be the Swans who'll clear through Bell. Flicks a handball off to his running teammate. Kick came over the top, foot should pick it up. Sidestep was beautiful, wrapped up in a tackle. Umpire says he was legged. So they'll look to move it quickly here, the Swans. It's foot in possession. Has a look further afield, kicks it to the pocket. Beautiful kick, and Mark Barling. So Barling, first NEFL game of the season this afternoon. Deep in the pocket in front of the scoreboard. Kicks it to the hot spot. Underneath it, Barlow couldn't mark. At ground level, rushed kick came forward. Scrimshaw marks, and he'll flick the handball over the top. Barlow took it. He had to go quickly. And the Suns reload. Baru the target. Couldn't mark. Apologies, not Baru. It's Caleb Graham out there. And it will be tossed in.
So see, it's all of a sudden back down the end of the Swans. Right in front of the real estate tent there. No agents out and about. They're probably on inspections. The ball goes up. Amity wins it. Tapped down simply. Snapped in. Long inside 50. Underneath it comfortably, it was Spencer. Spencer does well. Just roll out of that, and we'll look to regather momentum for his team. So looking up, no one through the middle. They're all playing down the wings here. So there's only one option, is to go long. As he does, up high and long. Can't be marked. No, it can't. Picked up. Was it picked up? It's gone to ground. Spills out again. Baru underneath it. Stoddard makes his way back onto his feet, and he'll walk away slowly from the action. The ball will go up, and they'll let McDonald and Amity go at.
So McDonald won this one down. Stewart was wrapped up in a tackle. At ground level, Barlow, as he'd expected, well, he's wrapped up in a tackle. Foot's got it. Dished out a handball, and the Swans press forward again, but the kick lands in row C. And the crowd will have to get up and fetch the footy and give the Suns a chance. It will be Brodie Foster taking it, the free kick. Half back. Is there enough time for a goal? 28 minutes just ticked over in this second quarter. Neither team to kick a major. A real arm wrestle here. It's the Swans leading by just the solitary behind. Kick came long. Big fist. It goes into the second tier up there in the Bill O'Reilly stand. So a chance for us to catch our breath and work out where this next goal is going to come from.
Look at how they get inside the inside 50 and put through. That's right. It has been so constricted. A lot of stop-start in this quarter. Last quarter was a little bit more free-flowing. This one's just, each team's gone a little bit more defensively, climbed into a hole, not wanting to concede. So 22 to the Swans, 21 to the Suns as the ball flies inward. Amity underneath it, looks almost unchallenged. Saved by the siren once again for a pretty quiet second term.
So the Suns, believe it or not, they win that quarter. They kicked 3 behinds. The Swans just managed the 1 behind. Take the minor win where you can. And it is the Swans leading a real arm wrestle here. gritty game at the SCG. 3-4-22 leads the Gold Coast Suns. 3-3-21 here at halftime. We're going to take a short break on NEFL TV, and we'll be back with the second half shortly from the SCG, where it's the Swans leading the Suns by 1 point. Second half just moments away from getting underway here at the SCG. Welcome back. It is the Swans leading the Suns by a solitary point after a goalless second quarter for both teams. I'm Eddie Summerfield in commentary. I'm joined by Will Jackson. Will, how do you make of that first half? What needs to happen for both teams heading into this third quarter?
I think it's one of those things you don't want to complicate too much, is it? I mean, 0 goals in that quarter. Some team just needs to get a bit of a run on, manage to get some clean ball out there, and hopefully convert those opportunities into goals. I think it's as simple as that right now. They're structurally very good both sides. Clean up the handball errors and away they go.
So Swans kicking it to the Randwick or right-hand side of your screen here on NEFL TV. Ball's pinged into the turf. Ruckman do battle. One out this time by Blair. On debut for the Swans today. Foot's wrapped up in a tackle. And it will be tossed up once again.
Picked up where we left off, Eddie.
Tossed up. Ruckman lock horns. And we'll have another throw up. Major possession winners to half-time. Scrimshaw has had 23 for the Suns, as has Fiorini. For the Swans, Dawson, he's been great with 18. Grundy also with 14.
Speaking of Dawson, I think he's down the bottom of that pack there, having just got his hands on the ball again.
Obviously, Grundy playing his first NEFL game ever today on debut. Last time at this level, 2008. Good to see him having a good run as Foot wins the clearance forward. Spilled by Towers. Towers' second effort was great. He looks forward, reeling back around on his right. Just a high hit and hope. It's travelled the 15 just. Foot contested it. Round the body, Stoddard, kick smothered. Towers again. 3 touches in the matter of seconds. Keeping it in front of himself, Bailey Stewart ducked the Bokey tackle. Umpire called play on. Ball spilled out. It was Towers again, rather. Spilled out to Dawson for the Swans inside 50. Amity couldn't mark. Here's Spencer for the Suns, working a couple of handballs. He'll get it back and go to Fiorini. Fiorini off the ground. Cute little kick. The Swans with numbers, though. Overrunning it was Dawson. Shot on goal from Brown. Will bounce in the goal square. Spencer all alone for the Suns. He'll flick the handball out wide and the Suns will get a chance to clear.
So again here with Barlow. Barlow gives a easy little tap off to a teammate as he kicks long towards 50. Marked. Out just outside. A couple of runners in, but all one-on-ones. Turns to look. Decides on the decision to chip it up over the top. Not 15. Doesn't even make it to the player. He'll get it back. Not quite. Lower looking, searching, is turned over and the Swans mount there. Chargers. Flanagan rambled in the tackle on the far side. So they tried to get a bit of a run on. Jogging pace. Joel Amity here just coming off, looking a little bit worse for wear there. Didn't see him go down. Sure will come up later as it's ball's tapped down. The Suns try and get their way out. It's kicked forward by the Swans. Picking up, lurking with McDonald. McDonald trying again for a second time round. Gets it out. Quick couple of hands played forward. So underneath that, playing down by the Suns. As Bowie's out there, but it's turned over and kicked towards the direction of the Suns attacking 50. Nice arc wide. Goes out. Can't be intercepted. Picked up Scott. Scott gets it to Bokey. Bokey unloads on his left towards the goal and can't add the 6 points. So just the behind there for Kwabi Bokey. And we'll see the Swans chip their way out.
So the Swans player just kicks it to himself and goes up the wing. Going there was Towers, couldn't marks. Here's a chance for the Suns again, but Bell cuts it off. Kicking off the ground was Baru, was good. Fitzroy Greenwell went without it. Bell came charging through for Sydney, dived into it, copped one high from Spencer. That was tough from Bell. He's still down. A few players come in and remonstrate.
Wasn't much.
That's why that rule was introduced. So that is a risky play. Bell head over the footy, courageous.
Wasn't too much Spencer could really do there. He caught between a rock and a hard place as Bell came sliding in, and Bell's unfortunately come off worse for wear for the back of it.
So Bell in the hands, best hands at the moment of the trainers. They'll take him off as he sucks in the oxygen. Good to hear from the crowd there applauding him off. A couple of big losses for the Swans. I saw, had my goggles on Amity before. He's taken his left boot off, so hopefully his ankle's okay. And Bell will join him on the pine. So they'll wait for the injured player. Hopefully he's okay.
They were struggling to score goals before, though. Losing Bell and Amity is going to be a bit more of a hindrance.
Kicked 22 goals between them coming into today's game. As the Swans go now through Grundy. Just stops, props, and comes back to the broadcast side. Mark spilled. Kick came out wide to the player with fresh legs there in Stern. So Stern looks at further afield. And he'll just go backwards. Why not? Stewart was waiting. Apologies there, it's Flanagan. Gave it to the running player in Johnson. Johnson through midfield, good. Looking for Towers, couldn't mark. He's brought to ground. Picking it up with Shear. Shear wheeled around on his right boot, just going for distance. Going in to pick it up is Maybaum. He gets it, goes backwards to Johnson.
He's got a few options here. Finds one comfortably in Dawson. Dawson takes a look and goes simply to Brown. Brown holds onto it that time. Nearly went the long hand pass, but decides to go out further. It's picked off by the Suns as a quick charge comes down. Paul bit shepherding there. He goes long. It's in the direction of Lower, who couldn't take the mark, and a simple turn over the way of Johnson. He'll go towards Foot, and Foot manages to mark it over the top of Greenwall. So Foot sends it inside. Stoddard there awaits on the lateral side, and he continues that direction to push it far out to Dawson. Dawson up with a high chip the way of Styles. Styles takes a look. He does have a runner there in Stern, but isn't used. What will he do here, Styles? He goes further down the side. Can't get it directly to a teammate, but he has managed to pick it up. Does Reinhardt. Reinhardt hit really hard in the tackle there. Wonderful bit of defence. Oh, his hands are up in dismay. It's just going to be a ball up. So he was appealing for the free and the turnover, but it's not going to come.
So Swans in attack. This ball game all locked up. Haven't seen a goal since the first term, and we're in the third. Grundy let this one go out the back. It was picked up by Stoddard. Rush kick inside 50. Bokey's there for the Suns. Geez, that pickup was good. He'll flick the handball off to his teammate there in Dawson. Kick over the top's handy. Just looking further afield. Not much doing. So he'll kick it to the wing now. He had Baru out wide. Shear takes the mark. Baru's still free. His teammate came charging through with it. Ball inside 50. Who wants it? Underneath it was Scott. Couldn't mark. Chance here for the Suns, but he's chasing a 3-on-1 is Fitzroy Greenwall. He's kicked 2 goals as he's wrapped up in a tackle.
It's Tui Lower under it there.
Sorry, Tui Lower, and Greenwall comes in to pick him up.
So good bit of passage from the Suns there. Nice run out from their own defensive line. Up it goes and tap behind. Now Greenwall gets his hands on the ball, sends it in. Can't find Rosa as it's dribbled out by Stoddard. Make complete effort. Luckily not bobble off his shins out in the full. Greenwall looks to get back in position and circle. It's going to be put up high. Blair there waiting, as is McDonald. Blair, the bigger man, uses his body to tap it down. Greenwall not there. Rosa gets the ball over top. Barlow here, puts onto his left and just can't really bend it as it goes out in the far left to the far left post on the full.
So the Swans will look to rush the play in Grundy, but it's told he's got to go around the mark. And he'll kick it up the members' side. Good crowd building, full of red and white. His big fire came from Jack Blair. Couldn't mark. Ball at ground level. Chance for the Suns. Johnson flicked the handball to Foot. Wrapped up in a tackle, so Johnson went back and got it. Snapped it around the body to clear the zone. Bokey could have pushed his man in the back. Umpire let play go on. Reinhardt there. Couldn't find the handle on it. Spills to Swaney. Back to Reinhardt. Cut off by Bokey. His pace electrifying. Couldn't keep it in. And it will be tossed in on the wing in front of the Suns bench. Just having a look down at the Swans. We saw Bell go off before. He's gone down into the rooms, and by the looks of things, Amity, leading goal kicker for the Swans for the season of those playing today, he's having his left ankle restrapped, so hopefully that's a good sign for the Swans. As Barlow picks it up for the Suns, came out to Rosa, wrapped up in a tackle. How the umpires see this one, he's circling, but says give it to me.
Came down with a bit of a thud there, Rosa. He'll get back up. A little bit tentatively, but he's okay. So up it goes again, the large man Blair to make his impact felt over Conan. He does so at that, but Suns try and keep it in. It does temporarily, but Kilpatrick is going to get away with that one as he sends it back inside. So look on. Baru on the sideline there signalling. Keen to get onto the ball. So there before. As it comes up, The big men up and about. One down by the Swans. Over the top, but it won't come out. Shears down the ground. Bit of barge and barge in the back scene there, but Shear will have to make his way up back onto his feet. Compete for the next contest.
So, ball to be tossed up. Scores level, 3-4 apiece in this third quarter. Fiorini picks it up. Flick the handball to Barlow. Barlow gave it back to Fiorini, and he's taken out of play, where it will be tossed in again. And tell you what, if I was the Suns, I'd be wanting Baru on. We know how handy he can be up in front of goal. Kicked the winning goal last week against the Giants. And he comes on, and guess what?
Granted, Eddie.
He's going to go straight forward as it's tossed in. Johnson goes and marks Baru up, but meantime Ruckman do battle. Towers couldn't find it. Grundy bent over, pick it up. Kick forward came from Brown. Bouncing ball. Bokey there. What can he do with it? He's usually a good user of it. Goes to Rosa. Good mark on the wing in front of Kilpatrick. So Rosa looks forward. He's got Shear there. It's been well marked. Now just goes long to a contest. Shear will fly from the side, but the mark is taken by Grundy.
So Grundy sends it up. A bit of contest made by Baru. That's why he came in. Look ball. Bowie gets it out and he turns and looks inside. So he gives it a little off. Goes back towards the way of Bowie. Bowie can't quite get his mitts on as it bounces the way of the Swans. Kick towards the sideline and it's gone out in the full. Will that be costly? It's picked up. Wasting no time, Fiorini sends it laterally in ball to Barlow. Barlow, bit of show and go, turns and runs, puts up the ball to a 2-on-1. Now it's a 1-on-1, but both Swans players, but it's gathered again. Suns coming in to try and clean up the damage there. It's gone straight down. He plays on the top. Maybaum had a bit of work to do. They did well. There's still a bit of pressure here for the Swans defence. Suns looking to capitalise. Up it goes. Tapped down by neither, but cleared away by Blair. It's going to go out in the full again, so they're enjoying kicking it straight out at the moment.
Unbelievably, we've had about 45 minutes without a goal. Been playing 11 and a half into this third quarter. The Suns doing the attacking at the moment. Can they break the deadlock? Rose's kick's a nice one. Here's a chance for our first sausage in a while. And the mark is taken by Symington. 2 needful games, 2 goals this season. He kicks it into the man on the mark. So Towers flicks the handball over the top. Styles there. He'll go backwards to the running Johnson. Wrapped up in a tackle. Can he barge his way through? Got the handball. Umpire letting play go on. Picked up by Bowie. Bowie inside 50 for the Suns. Cut off. Ball at ground level. Lurking's Bow. But the Swans will again get the clearing kick. They're a chance here. Ball bounced in front of Stern. Picked it up nicely. Bit of fancy footwork as he went back via hand. The Swans on the march through the centre of the SCG. But it's picked up by Spencer and he flicked the handball out to Conan. And the Suns will just chip it around before clearing it from defence.
The ball's with Foster as he sends it long down the way. Looking over the top. It looks to be Lower. Lower puts the kick in. Doesn't manage to find Baru.
Geez, they were on then, weren't they?
They were, and there was a shame about the kick. We saw before Joel Amity made his way back on the field, so he's okay for the time being. But for now, it's going to be a kick after the one that went out in the full for the Swans. They send it towards 50. Amity, straight back on his feet, tries to get there, can't be done. Dawson flying his way as it scrambles out of bounds again for another throw-in. Good to see Amity back out, crushing packs. See if he can come up with one soon because the Swans have a real great attacking chance here if they can get this tap down by way of Blair. Comes up and slips through the middle. Went up by Styles and picked up. To be Foot. Foot with his hand clear. Couldn't get the punch away. So it's going to go up in the air again. So Blair will reset, as will McDonald. Up they go. A clasher by slap forward by Blair. Blair did well. Dawson in there hunting, but the Suns have looked to get their way out of trouble. They've kicked towards touch. It's bounced and hasn't gone on the full. It's a good little territory gain, but still not the cleanest piece of play.
So all locked up here at the SCG. Perfect day for footy, but defensively these two sides matched at the moment. Footy comes in. Foot's wrapped up in a tackle. He's been real good today for Sydney. Came out. Great use of it there by Jordan Dawson for the Swans, but he lost it. Footy will come forward for the Suns. He'll go inside 50, but the defensive mark is well taken by Maybaum. Maybaum wanted to go quickly. footy, came across half back. It's a 2-on-1 situation. Suns with the numbers. Good use of the body there by the Swan. He put it onto his right boot around the body, but turn it straight over where Ryan Gilmore marks. He wanted to go quickly. Went backwards to Brodie Foster. Geez, he's a good user of the ball. One to watch for the Suns. And his short kick's good. Finds Butterick. So Butterick. What does he have forward? He's got Baru providing a lead. Ignores that. Now goes to his direction where Packers come. Baru brought it to ground level. Wow, great pick up by Scott. Scott put it on his right boot inside 50. There's not one Gold Coast player in sight. It's picked up by his opposite number in Flanagan.
So Flanagan with the ball now after a bit of inefficient use.
Ooh.
Goes away, really poor turnover. Can the tackle be made by Kilpatrick? He's still searching for it. Baru there as his Grimshaw gets the kick over nicely. Couldn't be taken. Still hunting for that ball. Over the top, that was Foster. He sent it long, cleared. Not going to be taken, but he's just underneath it here is Shear. He can't grab it either. It's just getting slippery out there. Crushing through the middle was Shear again. Gets the quick tap out. Turns around onto his left. Is it going to go through for a goal? It won't. We'll have another behind. The Gold Coast have taken the lead for the first time in this match.
Albeit by a point. So the Swans feeling the pressure in this third quarter. Jordan Dawson has it in the pocket. Went quickly to Foot. Foot looks further afield. Not a heap on, so just chips it short over the top. And the mark's well taken by Stern. Stern runs on quickly to half forward. Building here, Sydney. Ball came over the top. How they raffle this one, the Suns. Foster went back via hand. Eventually came to Spencer. Underground, risky crossing kick. Will work out okay as Leslie's got it. The transfer's complete now for the Swans, for the Suns. Barlow got it on the run, ran into a wall of Swans, flicked it back to Shear. Kick up the ground's good. Symington couldn't mark. He's met with pressure from Sydney, lost the footy. 2-on-2 situation. The Gold Coast players came hard in Shear, and the ball's locked in on the wing in front of the Bill O'Reilly stand, with the Suns leading by a point.
You can see the intent of both teams trying to use the width and kick it to targets. They're just not quite getting those kicks in place. Some of the handballs going askew. The ball's gone up in the meantime. It's heading towards out of bounds once again. Swans with a chance. Tackle from behind. But tackled out of bounds for the ball to get thrown in. So the intent's great. Execution not perfect. But as the seconds tick by, you expect the game to open up any moment now. In the ball comes. Up high and long, punch down for the Suns. It's spilt out, and the Swans will have a chance to pick it up, and does so well out towards the wing. Flanagan goes hands on it, but gave it back on the outside run as it's kicked towards the 50. Underneath it there is Spencer. Spencer with a bit to do, but he's going to be trailing away in Towers, kicking in the direction. Down and marked. Simple and straightforward was Swaney, it looks like.
It is.
It is Swaney. He's called into the side this week. Another pretty straightforward. And look, if we can't get a goal here, Eddie,
might as well pack up and go home. Haven't had a goal since the first quarter, and we're 18 into the third. Swaney comes in, drop punt, it's a goal. The deadlock's broken, Will.
The dam wall is busted, hopefully. It'll continue to roll on from here, you can only hope. But a good bit of reward for a nice piece of work from the Swans. So 4 goals, 4 behinds, 28. Leading the Suns 3 goals, 5 behinds, 23.
Good bit of a reward for effort, as you said then, the Swans. They had all of the attack in that second quarter, but couldn't muscle a major. Suns probably been the team in most possession so far in this third term, but they worked the possession well up the wing, and great mark taken by Swaney in a real danger spot, 5 metres out from that goal square, kicking the simplest of goals. As it's tossed up back in the middle, can the Suns get the quick reply?
They look pretty dangerous on the counter-attack today, the Suns, so...
Their run has been really good when they've been able to find some space on a wing. But it'll be the Swans who'll get the clearing kick. Geez, big fist came over the top. Great pick up by Dawson. Gave the handball over the top. Suns back inside 50. Went over Johnson's head for the Swans. Picking it up is Baru. Flicks the handball out before he was tackled. Ball spilled to Scott. Scott around the body. How does it look? Bouncing ball, and it goes out of play. In front of the members' pavilion. as the Suns look to kick their first since the first quarter.
Just continued dragging across the face, that kick. It looked okay initially, from this angle at least, but just continued going. So in comes the fly of the ball, down towards the attacking direction of the Suns. It is picked up by him. Can they get it out? Barlow there fighting. It's slapped away, ricocheting all the more. Kicked off the ground in the direction of Cannon, picked up, running, dancing his way through the middle. Foot gets a tap in, but here it goes with Spencer. Spencer will launch it straight back towards the goal square into a one-on-one. Can't be taken. Baru there, still with a chance. Tries to hold his man up. It's spilt out. Gets the ball again. Goes for the quick snap. And it's through. The players get around him. Tight angle on the snap along the ground. Wonderful kick to open their goal-scoring run.
Geez, he was in the right spot there, Baru. So dangerous in front of goal. He couldn't quite get the footy on the first attempt. He got straight back off the ground, picked it up, vacant goal square, and kicks his first for the afternoon, and just so dangerous up forward.
He looked down and out there, didn't he? He went to ground on his knees, as he said, and just landed back into him, gets onto his feet and pulls off a bit of a miracle kick. Worked out well for him.
So the Suns back in front. They lead it by 1 point. Real arm wrestle here at the SCG.
Crowds start to file in. Hopefully the good time. It's a new quarter, 2 goals in a row. Scores are tight. Hopefully it'll be an entertaining one.
So tossed back up in the middle of the ground. Ruckman do battle. Can the Swans get a reply? Good pick up from Dawson of the Suns. Can't quite get the clearing possession. Umpire comes as he was tackled. Foot's there. He also couldn't get it. Handball came back the way of Dawson for the Swans. So he got a kick up forward. Looking for, I think it was Grundy.
It was Grundy.
And it went over his head. I think his first knee-full game today on debut. Rare thing to say for someone of his AFL experience at this level. Named at full forward, the premiership defender. Kicked 3 goals last time he played in the reserves. So see how he goes down there. He's in the goal square as it's tossed in again. Picking it up was Barlow. Barlow around the body was good, but it goes out of play and it'll be tossed in on the wing.
So Barlow was out and about last week. Looking to do the same thing and give his team that lift. They do need a leader to stand up, and a player of his quality will deliver in spades if he gets going. So it's come up, 1 down by the Swans, but immediately tackled and wrapped. Foot's underneath. Can't get it out. He does in some stance, but it's just not clean. There's a few other players come over the top. It's looking to be pretty held. It will be held. We're right in the middle of the ground towards the far end. So again, just directing what to do as it comes up, and nice athletic jump.
So it's a free kick. It's going to go the way of the Suns for a hold in the rucking contest, I think. Handball came over the top, eventually came to Rosie. He'll take a bounce. He could take 2 before Towers gets to him. Instead puts it high inside, deep in 50. Baru the target. Pressure was good. Baru bit of basketball to try and keep the footy alive, but it goes out of play.
It's hoping for a snap dribble on the left foot on the other side from Baru.
So we tossed in. The Suns looking to build on their 1 point lead. Probably been the better of the 2 clubs in this third quarter as it's tossed in. Barlow to do the rucking duties for the Suns. Won this one out, but Towers got the clearing kick for the Swans. Scrimshaw underneath. Flew high, couldn't mark. Suns with a chance to reload. It came to Leslie. Goes out wide. Barlow got it. Has a look forward. Scrimshaw's short. Ignores that. And he'll go back to Spencer. So Suns just looking dangerous, looking for a target. Baru's there, Greenwell as well, but it goes out the back and the Swans will clear from defence.
So clearing in, just went the short option in Dawson. Dawson takes a look. He's going to give his teammates a bit of time to continue up the field. Continues to look. Play-on's called. And they go short again. Overlaps him, but that's okay. He's got time to Styles. Styles continues his run, makes it outside 50. He goes down the wing. Grundy in front of it, can't take the mark. Amity there, trying to soccer it off. Instead decides to pick it up using his hands. Wheels, might need a bounce. Gives it back to Grundy, who sends a really shallow ball into the path and hits him, not comfortably, but does hit Bailey Stewart, who chips it over for a shorter man and turns it over Spencer, who's been so active, and they turn and go again. It'll go in ball to Barlow, who again's been the general out there and has stood up and continues it. Looks to be Foster. Sends on the way of Graham. So Graham does have an option there in Butterick. Gets to him in time. 53 on 53. Young Greenwald leading. Gets ignored, but Scott will get his hands on the pill.
So Bailey Scott at halfback for the Suns. He'll kick it to the fresh legs on the ground. Paul Ower, the man they call ace around the Gold Coast. And that kick isn't ace at all. It's a fault. And the Swans will get a chance to rebuild. Cannon to take the free kick. And Scott waits to come off the bench. Didn't want to get into the zone. Kick forward. Amity the target. Couldn't mark. Waiting at ground level was Butterick. Couldn't get a possession. Diving on top, Boakey. He also couldn't get a possession. Underneath this pack is Bailey Stewart of the Suns. Umpire says, toss it my way, boys. Let's toss it up. Half forward for Sydney. They trail this one by a behind. Came out the way of Barlow. Round the body with the experience. Good mark. Bit of a tap to himself, Cannon. And the Swans will go forward again.
Cannon, great use of the body there. Just bump him aside and decides to drop it and send it just to the top of the 50. Can't be marked, but picked up. Barlow gets a quick one out and tries to shrug his way out, but can't do so, or was it?
Oh, he's pinged him for holding the footy there. Umpire, in fairness to him, blindsided.
Dawson thought he was going to run clear, but instead got turned over. So Bailey Stewart turns, sends it up high towards the goal square. Amity lurking, as is Grundy. Neither takes it. Comes screaming in. He's going to have a chance here. It's gone up. It's over. It's Swaney again for his second. He kicked the opener to break the deadlock. And now he's put onto his left foot for a snap and through for 6 points.
Just floated through. Real chaos kind of area. I say it a lot there. 15 metres out from the goal mouth. Just waited at ground level. Crumbed it beautifully, Swaney. Had enough time and space and smarts to put it onto his left boot and float it through the goals. And the Swans are back in front.
Just ran into the available space there. Weaved his way through. Up and high. Took a while to float through. It took him a while to start celebrating. He was unsure for a moment, but went through nonetheless for his second.
So one thing we've seen today, there hasn't been many goals kicked, but when the Swans get one, the Suns usually have the reply. 26 and a half gone, third quarter. Seesawing affair. So the Swans are back in front by 5 points. Umpire pings the ball into the turf. Geez, big fist from the debutant Blair in the ruck for the Swans. Bending over to pick it up was Bowes. Footy in dispute at the moment. Centre of the ground. Geez, that was nice from Stewart. Came backwards to Towers. Towers in a bit of space. He'll kick it long up to the goal kicker there. Swaney couldn't mark. It was stolen off him by McDonald. Ball at ground level. Chance here for the Suns to reload. Conan rushed to kick forward. Baru lurking. Couldn't quite pick it up. No one wants it at the moment. Eventually the handball came out. Johnson will run off halfback. He's nearly wrapped up in a tackle. It's the Swans just trying to find a couple of clean possessions. Came back to Stewart. He's had heaps of it this third quarter. Flicked it out wide. Styles there. Got an unkind bounce. Baru electric through there. Picked it up. Flicks the handball over the top. Conan there as well. But the Swans will have numbers. Could have been holding the footy. Came over to Rosa. Chance here for the Suns to get the replying goal. Ran the 15. Walked in and has drilled it.
And you called it there, Eddie, didn't you? As soon as the Swans scored, right back on the assault with the Suns, who just waltzed it into the square and booted the goal.
And it was Symington, the player there, who picked it up. Once again, another goal from within that 15 metres of the goal mouth where the Suns are so dangerous.
Just been playing on that scrappy side. Not too many marks and set shots, all just coming off quick pieces of brilliance and some sharp running. So another goal for the afternoon. The third quarter proving a bit more entertaining than the second, as they make their way to the middle and it'll go up again. Doing some rucking out there. McDonald lining up. Blair's been pretty dominant today, you'd say, as he gets that one away. It avoids foot, goes to Towers. He misses it. Can it get over? Not quite. A couple men spill over the top of the ball. They're still firing it out, though, as it hasn't come down and been locked in. And up it goes. Someone can't pick it up. They go to the soccer. That's marked. It's not paid. Baru turns and just puts it up on his left. A little dink in the back for Greenwald. It won't count as they use the length of the field. Reinhard with the ball now. Amity's making his way as a lead. He does, but it's picked up. Well read from Butterick. So he'll turn around because they do have a couple. Still try and make his mind up as to who to go to, but there's options are plenty, just not a solo one. Into the pack it goes. It flies No one could take the miracle mark, and it's cleared away onto the right boot, just to the halfway mark, and behind the pack it leads. Foster chasing, puts the ball out, held inside by Spencer. Doesn't have extendo arms though, and he just sees it out into bounds.
Geez, when he saw Heath Grundy there, he thought, geez, you know what? I'm not going to beat this bloke. I'm going to go out of bounds.
Can you blame him?
So the Swans now looking for the reply. They trail this one by a point. Ball thrown in. Towers picked it up. Farini laid the tackle. It'll be tossed up in the sunshine here at the SCG. Hopefully you're enjoying this one on NEFL TV. As it's tossed up again. Ball came to ground level. Picking it up and tackled was Brown. The NEFL action continues live throughout the afternoon. Big game up in Queensland between Southport and Sydney Uni, as this one's tossed back up and Foot got the clearance. High kick up and under as the Suns try and reload, but Towers got a kick inside 50. How will this one bounce? It's a wrong-un, goes out of play, and it will be the Gold Coast Suns who'll take a 1-point lead into three-quarter time. They lead this one 5-5-35. Sydney 5-4-34, going for 10 in a row. Can the Swans do it? We'll find out after a short break with the final quarter here on NEFL TV. It is the Suns leading by 1 point. Fourth quarter just minutes away here at the SCG. Welcome back. It is at the Suns leading the Swans by 1 point. Major possession winners to three-quarter time. Mickey Barlow, as you'd expect, he's on track for another 40-plus possession game. He's had 32. Dawson of the Suns variety, he's had 30. Fiorini, who's captaining Gold Coast, he's had 30. And Rosa, a couple of games back from injury, he's had 29. For the Swans, Dawson's had 26. Towers 22. Grundy 20. Both those players had plenty of it in the third quarter. For the Swans, interesting to note, James Bell, he left the field with an injury in that third quarter. Haven't seen him again. We think his day is done. The other one also not out there, Gary Rowan. I think he's probably just been managed more than anything of concern. Heath Grundy's had plenty of it. We're in for a grandstand finish here at the SCG. I'm Eddie Summerfield, got Will Jackson in commentary. Will, what's going to happen from here? Who's going to win?
It's like the Suns are running with their tails up the most here. They seem to have a bit of flow and counter-attack. I mean, the way the game's panned out the last quarter, goal back and forth, that one behind is going to be pretty crucial. So only time will tell. It's been so low scoring. It could either stay tight or it could really explode and open up.
So the Suns are kicking it to the right-hand side of your screen, down to the Randwick end. Beautiful day for football here at the SCG. Half-decent crowd in as well for the seniors later on. It will be the Suns who get the first clearance of the day through Dawson. High up and under. Who wants it here? Geez, real big chance for Gold Coast. Through traffic was Bose. He lost it. Handball over the top to Baru. Wrapped up in a tackle. Umpire called play on. Pack of players surround. And they circle the umpires and it will be thrown up.
John's gone begging there for the Suns. They had a few guys with a bit of time on it. They just kept going for that 100% of goal, try and make their way towards, come down, tapped out and tried to be picked up. It was, but it's gone straight over. It'll be held up again.
So, came back to him, throw a blanket over about 20 players or so. Tossed up, Swans Ruckman won that one down. Suns with numbers, can they get it out? Rosa threw it out, umpire said he did throw it out. And the Swans, they'll look to go quickly. Foot's got it. Up the wing. Good-looking kick. Mark spilled by Rogers. But it doesn't matter as Foot came charging through. Kick up the wing's good. Johnson there up forward. And it's punched away from him and it will be tossed in. Swans in attack. Kicking to what would be the scoring end of this game in what's been a low-scoring game, Will.
Interestingly, rain towards the shade. All the goals going that direction. Getting a bit tongue-tied here, but look, it's going to be interesting to see how this pans out as it's tapped down. Say the Swans got the better of that. Looks to be making its way towards the edge there. Foot will take it and be shoved out of bounds from behind. So slowed again. Yeah, certainly the goal scoring end here, Eddie. I mean, last quarter was pretty tit for tat, but previously it's definitely been where all the traffic's been going. So up in the bow that goes. Tapped down and breaking his way through the pack. Did so well. Gets a quick ball off, but hit hard from behind by Lower. Looks to get his hands back on and does. Gets out of a dodging tackle. It's Bowie. Bowie gives the ball over as a short, sharp kicks in. He's got an inside runner with Lower. Doesn't want to use him. Instead goes far to the wing where a chasing Maybaum is found himself under pressure. Another chance has gone begging. Foot gets the ball and plays it up by hand. Boat not taken down the side. It's just gone a little bit too far. Stay on the ground there, but Max Rees unfortunately couldn't run onto that.
So a couple of chances, as you've said, Will, for the Suns. Early stages of this final quarter. They really need a win today to stay in touch with the six. Sitting 8th on the ladder with 6 and 7 record coming into today's clash as it's thrown in. Half forward for Gold Coast. And it will be thrown up again. Plenty of one-on-ones right around the ground. They get a quick snap here, Gold Coast. Baru's lurking in the forward line. But it's tossed up. The Swans looking to get a clearance. Charged into the ground. Umpire called play on as the ball spilled out to Ferini. Takes a bounce. Runs to 55. Drop punt inboard. Baru the target. Couldn't mark. Punched away from Symington. At ground level, Swans looking to clear. Handball back in traffic. Bit of a risk. Wrapped up in a tackle and the footy will be thrown up. Gold Coast in attack.
Great attacking chance here for the Gold Coast. A couple of guys couldn't quite get their hands on it. Bowie was applying pretty solid attacking pressure there as the ball's up. One down by the Swans and tried to be cleared away, but wasn't. Was Brown. Goes out to the sideline, picked up by the Swans. Nice kick, Fiorini around the corner. His teammates will get around him because it was a wonderful left foot snap from the pocket that sailed through for the first goal. 41 points for the Gold Coast, leading the Swans 34.
Such a dangerous player, Fiorini, up forward. We've seen him get his hands on it a couple of times today and just always knows what to do with it. He's had a couple of snaps, missed, kicked two behinds, but that goal just gives him a bit of breathing space, and the biggest lead of the match for the Suns, up by 7 points.
Most of the Suns' goals have been coming from those more crumbs and scrap open play. They haven't come from set shots. They're not really taking the marks. They're just congesting it, forcing it in, then someone gets a quick run away and pokes it through.
So ball back in the middle. Can the Swans get the quick reply on this occasion? Ball was fisted down Footsmouth, but he couldn't mark it. Kicked it off the ground into a scrimmage. Suns work the footy forward again. High up and under. Underneath it, Baru couldn't mark. Ball spilled the way of Cannon. Flicked a handball over the top. Turned it over. Tui lower there. Handball over the top again. The Suns for two in a minute. Misses to the right.
That would have been big. That would have been big momentum there. But instead, he kicked out with Grundy. Maybarn makes a lead, but Grundy goes the opposite direction, long outside 50. The ball comes up, punched away. It'll go into touch. Out of bounds, but still the Suns with all the momentum right now. They've kicked one. As we said, their tails are up. They're flying. They're hungry for more. And the Swans have a bit of work to do to quell this momentum. So let's see how the ruck battle forms out here. The big part of the game. Far down the field it goes up, won by the Swans, but then tapped from the Suns straight over the top. No one getting loose. I think it was Fiorini over the top. It's picked up and they'll go again here.
So it's an 8-point lead at the moment, the way of the Suns. Umpire tossed it up. Ball rushed forward. Roses there, beating him in the race for it was Styles, taken out of play. And it will be tossed in again.
Just suffocating the contest there. No one can seem to get the ball out.
Just struggle to see where the Swans' next goal's going to come from. Only kicked the 5 this afternoon. They've mostly come from set shots as the Suns go back inside 50. Underneath this one, Bowes couldn't mark, but was he pushed or held? He was. So a chance for the Suns to extend their lead. Jack Bowes playing his first game of the season in the NEAFL. He'll look to run around Stevie J Styles. Does that now on the right boot. Banana through the middle. The Suns are up by 14 points.
They've kicked them from all angles today, the Suns. But it's set shots like that or just in open play from all parts of the ground. They're having a field day out there with the tough ones.
His Bowes loved that one. And his first for the season. Swans, where are they going to get their next goal from?
Need Jordan Foots to create a bit of run, don't they?
They've got Amity going forward to the goal square. They've thrown Alex Johnson, general in defence in the NEAFL since his return from injury. He's up playing forward. Just trying to find something, create something forward. Thing is, they've got to win it from the midfield first to get it down there.
Ball's up. Blair goes the punch, but neither can get to it. If anything, he punched his opposite man. Ball's wrapped up and it spills away. Picked up by, try and charge his way through, does well, and the clearance is put in towards the forward 50, but not towards the opponent. Baru chasing, it's over the top and hit from behind. Bowes will regather here. Has a look up and does get the ball away to Butterick. Butterick puts a nice little chip that can't be taken, but there he is, creating a bit of havoc down there. It was Greenwall out from Barlow. Greenwall back on it, hand passes into the Swans. He's eaten alive in the tackle. A big Swan sandwich there.
Gobbled up, wasn't he?
Greenwell, he's the smaller of the bodies. Very quick, but with nowhere to go.
Such an exciting player. So the Suns, they just keep pressing in this final quarter. 8.5 played. Ball tossed in again. Ruckman do battle. Barlow's leading in the race for it. Couldn't get possession. Could have been a throw. Umpire said no.
Nearly went straight out. It was a Pretty skillful little tap into the ground before it rolled out. So Jordan Foote's made his way back on. He did so much running last week. That's exactly what the Swans need. It's up. One down again. Come from behind on the grandstand end. Picking and looking. Can't be cleared. It's gone over the top. Will not be kept in. Fiorini was looking to unload, but instead tosses it up to the umpire. For him to throw in, he'll reset.
So Alex Johnson just moved from the forward line. Bit of a run on the ball here. See what his big body can do in the contest. Can he get it forward of 50? Tossed in. Wow, beautiful. Foot got it. Just booted it forward. It will bounce inside 50 if it could get through Leslie. It couldn't. Leslie got it back. Wrapped up in a tackle by Stewart. Could have been a throw. Umpire let play go on. Picking it up. Guess who? Foster. Came back to Spencer. Spencer over the top to Shear. Marks in front of Towers. So he'll just take his time with a 14-point lead. Why wouldn't you? 10 got in the last quarter. Find the right option. Kicks it to a pack now. There's Johnson. He's paid a free kick against Rosa, chopping the arms. So Johnson goes backwards. Geez, kicked it with a bit too much ferocity. Here's a chance for the Suns. Fitzroy Greenwall will run onto it and run inside 50. Can he pick it up? Can he pick it up? Baru's there to give him a hand. Flicked into his hands. He was taken high.
Oh, that's harsh, isn't it? Because he lost his footing.
Slipped into the tackle, perhaps. So Baru, he's kicked 1 goal this afternoon. He's kicked 10 for the season. Set shot to take it to a game-high 20-point lead. Not a breath of wind to speak of at the SCG this afternoon. Baru begins his approach. Strikes it beautifully. Does it have the carry? Touched on the goal line, was it? Umpires converge in the goal square. It's a meeting of 4 to take it to a 20-point ball game. The Suns are up by 20. Baru's got his second. And the Swans need to do something if they're going to win 10 in a row.
With perspective given to the previous 3 quarters, that lead there is huge. 20 points. It's been the previous quarter 1, 3 points separate them. The next was a single point. The next was a single point. Now 20 points separate the 2 teams. Such a low-scoring game. That's a huge score. It's just rambled on from a quick bit of momentum for the Suns.
So Baru the hero last week, and he's got 2 in this second half to set their Suns season right up.
So the ball went down, Foot underneath that. Couldn't get away. Barlow chasing. Dawson grabbing hold of him as it spills. Having a little run around. Does get away. The big ruckman can't deal with it. And Rosa gets a chip on in the direction of Lower. Is it Lower? Yes, it is. Lower picks up, goes to Dawson. Dawson will just send one inside towards 50. It's not Mark Wainwright. Picked up simply on the run. And that's a shame because he was right in front of the sticks. But couldn't get through was Paul Lowy, the man they call Ace.
So the Swans, they trail by 21 points. They'll need 4 goals in about 15, 16 minutes. They've only kicked 5 this afternoon. They'd need a miracle as it goes the way of Johnson. Couldn't mark. Brought it to ground level. McDonald was there for the Suns. Goes inside 50 through Dawson. Bouncing out the back. Grundy picks it up. Did well. Took his time with experience. Found Johnson. Johnson with time on defensive 50. Kicks it long to half forward. 2-on-2 situation. Suns with numbers at the fall of it. Handball back was good. They'll reload Gold Coast. High kick. Greenwell doing the crumbing, but coming through and taking a really, really strong mark. And the Suns will be having a shot from about 40 out. Conan it is.
The Barbarian.
And this you think would ice it almost for the Suns. Dominated this final quarter to make it 4 in a row for the Suns. Conan begins his approach. Comes in, strikes it well. He loves it straight off the boot. And the Suns lead this ball game by 27 points.
They've got some wind beneath their wings now, the Suns, and it does look to be dire straits for the Swans. They were in it, but really fast up. Look, the Suns finished fast, really fast last week to see off the Giants. To win it by 2. This time they had the lead just, and they're finishing even faster to just blow this game out.
It's been one of their strengths this season against Sydney Uni a couple of weeks ago at Blacktown. Uni controlled that game. They led by about 24 points with 10 minutes to go. And in the end, the students only held on by 6 points. So one of their strengths this year has been their ability to play the full 4 quarters.
That should be bounced out, but the umpire says play on. It's fallen in the hands of Dawson, who sends a long kick down inside 50, hit from behind. He's back on his feet, is lower. Good on him, goes back to feet where he's comfortable and slaps it forward. Can't be picked up. So it won't be gathered there, but did well there. Lower and Paul Lowy try and make things work along the ground. Once again, they've got themselves another attacking opportunity, and the Suns just look on helplessly. Despite Blair's ruck dominance, as it continues, Amity in there now, but picked up straight away. It was Barlow. Baru's underneath it, but it's Grundy, hard man to get a mark over. Loses his feet. Baru's over the top. Try and get his hands on it, but it won't come. It makes its way towards the sidelines, it has done all day. And over boundary it goes. It'll be another throw in, but an even more dangerous position for the Swans' defence and a wonderful position for the Suns' attack.
So the Suns, they've kicked the last all 4 goals of this final quarter. Leading it by 27 points. Tossed in, Ruckman do battle. Barlow won this one down. Foot was there for the Suns. Johnson lurking. Although it's the Suns will come backwards. Snap kick, high hit and hope. Grundy, good use, smarts. Expect nothing less from the big fella, and he should get a 50 here, and he does. Baru just overstepping the mark. No. It's a free kick off the ball, I think. And Baru will go back and kick his third.
And this to nearly double the Swans' lead in the space of a quarter.
So Baru, the hero last week against the Giants, kicks the winning goal. This for a bit of icing on the top this afternoon. He's kicked 3 and gives it to Grundy. And the lead's out to 33 points, and the Suns should record 2 in a row.
Barlow's come off for a well-earned rest. They need someone to lift, and he's always been at the end of every single tap. So he'll just rest his feet for a bit, claps on. Wonderful from Baru. He's managed to get a few for the game. 3 to be precise. So he'll be brought back to the middle. The Suns want to continue this and finish even faster. They want to hold on and conserve.
Well, they need the percentage. They've only got 77% going into this game, so they'll probably want to bang on a couple more if they're going to play finals this year.
The ball can't be cleared away. It spills towards the sideline. A couple of chases. 2 of the Suns. They've certainly got some energy about them, don't they, the Suns? Barrett gets to the way, and it goes over to Bowie, who sends it towards the way of Greenwall, who's trying to push and place his way. Looked to be going now, but it wasn't. Bowie gets his hands back on, but throws it directly into touch. You can see they're up, they're happy. They all want the ball. The pressure's off them. It's now just a matter of by how much do they win by.
So, Suns, as they have been all quarter, in attack. Tossed in. Amity won this one down, although it went down the throat of Jacob Dawson for the Suns, who's been really good this afternoon. The leading possession winners on the ground. Tossed up again. Amity won this one. He'll come backwards to Scrimshaw. He flicked it backwards, and there's a free kick for a hold. It's going to go against Amity, and the free kick will be taken by Butterick. Butterick wasted no time. Scrimshaw sends it high along to the tip of the goal square. Fisted away, kicked off the ground. Bit of soccer work. It's still in play for the Suns, and eventually it's rushed through. Bit of hacky sack even. Still a bit of push and shove going on off the footy as the Swans bring it in quickly.
So this ball's cleared away, but it can't be marked, putting them under even more pressure. Foot goes with 3 dummies and then just bangs it away as far as he can. It's a bit of a bokeh over the top there, but it's going to be won away by Swans. Will it? No, it wasn't. I spoke too soon as the ball comes. Dawson gets one out straight in the arms of Amity for the Swans, though, as he puts it up. Came off the side of the boot, but worked for him. He gave an inside ball, did Stern. It's running through. They might even get a goal, but the umpire's blowing his whistle.
Free kick for a push as he kicked it. So It won't be downfield. It'll be a shot from 50.
Just to finally at least restore a bit of pride for Dawson.
Kicked 2 goals in the opening quarter, Dawson. Saw him take a couple of real big pack marks, but haven't been able to get it down to a marking option really since the first quarter, the Swans.
We're watching him warm up, though, and he certainly has a boot on him. So let's see if he can get the roost as he makes his way in. The left footer, slight wheel. It's off quite nicely and bending. Will it bend enough? It does. It does bend enough. It's a really, really good kick from where he is, and he gets a good clap from the crowd, and so he should. Unfortunately, they're still trailing by 28 points.
Real good reward for effort there for the Swans. We've seen them just try to chip and handball out of defence for the best part of the past quarter. That time, Foot got the footy, just booted it as long as he could. They got a lucky bounce, got it to half forward where Dawson won the free kick, and he's a dangerous kick, as we just saw, booting it from 50 with relative ease. So still beyond the Swans, you'd think, from this stage. 28-point the lead, the advantage of Gold Coast. Tossed up again in the middle. Amity won this one down, and it will be wrapped up, and we'll do it all again. Next 3 weeks for the Swans looks like this. They've got a bye, followed by a game against the Lions and Canberra. Amity won that one down, wrapped up in a tackle again. For Gold Coast, they've got 3 crucial weeks as well. They'll face the Lions next week, then they've got the bye, and the Giants after that in the run home to September. As it's tossed up again, the Suns get the clearance through Barlow, bouncing footy. Who wants it? Paul Owie picked it up, put it on his right boot, long to the goal square. How will the footy bounce? It will bounce away from Maybaum, and it will be tossed in.
I think he thought he was going to be celebrating a goal there.
Forever the optimist, Symington, after he kicked a hurler in the third quarter from a similar situation.
So attacking here for the Suns. Really bury it. Up high it goes. Battle again. Amity gets the hand to it, but it's not picked up. Instead, it's picked up by the Suns, man. And he kicks it through off another, just a quick kick away, as they've done all afternoon. I'm waiting for all the players to disperse. They've all swarmed in to see who kicked the goal. It happened so fast. Eddie with the binoculars. What do you think, mate? Who's got himself on the goal scoring sheet?
I think it could have been Farini. I say with absolute no certainty.
Wasn't the most confident name drop there, but
as you called, there's about 40 players around that stoppage, and we'll say it was Farini. It was. We got confirmation there. Beautiful goal. Real danger. So the Suns just build that lead again. Back out to 34 points. Can they snag another one? They'll get the clearance through Dawson. Hit and hope forward. No one really attacking the footy except for Grundy. Flicked it backwards. Clearing kick out of defence, but it will be turned straight over, and the mark back with the flight there, Caleb Graham.
Thought they were going to collide there, Graham and Boakey, but he managed to have a quick look up.
So Graham, he'll go short. Good use of the body from Barlow, and he'll earn the free kick.
Barlow decided he hasn't had enough yet. He still wants to go out there and have his presence felt. Barlow turns and just does a nice short chip in. March their way down. He'll get the ball back.
That's how he racks them up, Will. Just a couple of cheapies on the wing.
Bit of back and forth, and he goes against Spencer. He's had a great morning, afternoon. Feels like an afternoon with the sun. It's actually a morning game. So Spencer just sends it back towards the sideline. They haven't moved too far, but they have gotten a few disposals to lead the stats. Marches forward. He'll be called to play on. Decides just send it up out of bounds on the full. Sure, he didn't decide to do that, but that's what he did, unfortunately.
So the Swans, 1-9 in a row coming into today. They won't make it a perfect 10, going back with the flight. And beautiful mark taken by Jacob Dawson for the Suns. Goes backwards quickly. Just chip it up the field. Just enjoying a rare win on the SCG for Gold Coast. Kicks a half forward, pack of players. Graham there, Grundy as well. Flicks a handball over the top. came backwards, charging through was Stern. Kick up to the wing where, once again, there's a heap of Suns players. Flicked out the back, kick came forward. Howell, this one bounced. Real smart stuff as the Suns look forward again. Baru's in the pocket, charging back is Bowie to the goal square. Couldn't mark, and it's rushed through for one behind.
That'd been a mark for Bowie. Lurking back, they've gone on quickly here, the Swans. Nearly overrunning it. He has overrun it. Unfortunately, overran the zone, so I'll march him 50 metres up the field. So get the ball back. Brown. And not taking his time, wants to get up there and see if they can at least salvage a few points, a bit of percentage. Goes wide. They watch it go on. So, little chance here. Ball in the arms of Stern. Stern sees foot, but decides to ignore and go inside 50. Nice little leap up and about, and he puts his hands in the air, does Dean Towers, because it was a lovely mark. Let's see if he can add the goal for his troubles.
Hasn't troubled the scorers today, Towers. Been one of their better players, though. Had a ton of the footy.
Was big in the third quarter. Makes his way in to have an impact on the fourth. The kick goes up. It's on his way. And he just stands around and is pretty happy with himself. It's a lovely kick. 7 goals for 46 for the Swans. Trailing 11 goals, 9. 75 for the Suns.
So the Swans, they're still working. They're still trying hard, which you want to see running out the game.
It's got to be frustrating for them as well because the Suns have slowed things down. They're just chipping around, hitting teammates. No urgency for them. So
interesting to see for the Swans. Heath Grundy, a lot of talk about him coming back down to this level. He's played out most of the game. Hasn't been managed as such as a lot of fans expected. And Gary Rowan, the other key Swan player playing today, he hasn't played in the second half. So back in midfield, Foot's there for the Swans, tripped over himself, gave it back to the goal kicker Towers, inside 50, Amity underneath, couldn't mark. Swans just pushing forward. Bowie there, driven into the ground. Umpire called play on, bounced the way of Leslie. Leslie couldn't get a clean possession on it. Under pressure here, the Suns, first time really for the quarter as the Swans press towards goal. Spencer's wrapped up in an Amity tackle and it will be tossed up again.
Frantic clearing away, wasn't it? They just couldn't quite, no one could put it up in the air. Plenty of hands getting on it. So up it goes, attacking throw for the Swans. Foot on it, tried to dance his way through but couldn't. It's gone onto the deck, given out quickly. A snap went the way of Brown, but it couldn't get away. He's got his hands back on it though, but he's turned it over and it's kicked away awkwardly. Looked to be from Rosa, chasing hard. Greenwald couldn't get the tackle in. Shear coming in as is Fiorini. He goes backwards to Dawson. Dawson puts it up high. It's looking like it's going out in the full, and it does go out in the full. So instead, it's going to land in the hands of Mitch Rogers, who looked to bomb it back into the 50 by way of the Swans. It's up, no one's under it. The punch attempt was there, but he missed like a drunken boxer. Turns, snap, bending left foot. Snap was wonderful from Angus Styles. How about the bend on that one? So he gets one for the highlights reel at the very least.
Right spot, right time again for Styles. Ball just fell into his hands beautifully and snapped it round. The wind just brought it back. Kicked the last 2 goals of this quarter, the Swans, but a little bit too much too late. Still trailing this game by 23 points.
Good piece of skill for him, though. It really was, particularly from this angle. Looked to be going pretty wide, and it just bent like a boomerang.
Ball back in the middle. Last couple of minutes of this round 16 clash. It's pinged into the turf. Ruckman do battle. Ball came down. Fiorini just flicked it over the top. They'll get the clearance through Barlow. High inside 50 for the Suns. Who wants it? Ground level, bending over Conan. Couldn't quite pick it up. Cannon wrapped up in a tackle. Conan got it back. Flicked out the way of Symington. He's wrapped up perhaps without it. Came back to Conan. He'll wheel around to the tip of the goal square. Swans with numbers. Fisted out of play. Well, no, it bounces in, bounces out. Fiorini thought he was a chance to snap another miracle goal.
Thought Conan was going to go there for the snap. So anything you can do, Styles, I can do better. But decided to go the unselfish route and try to set up his teammates. So the ball comes flying in now. Suns attacking. Can they get another? It's knocked away by Blair, but turns straight over. There's a kick at goal attempt. It's going. It's going to continue going wide, and it's comfortably taken into the chest of Maybaum. So Maybaum sends it to the outside of the 50. There is a man underneath, but a good little fist over the top came from Gilmore. Good effort, gets a pat on the back from his teammate. They're still hunting. They're enjoying their lead. They want to keep the points, play for that percentage. So up it goes again. Dawson lurking down the bottom. Foot there. Fiorini. Up it's gone. Big men in the middle. Fiorini and Foot dueling it out there on the ground. Foot not picking it up, seeing if he can force a free. Doesn't. It goes out of bounds instead, but somehow slaps back inside. Towers gets a snap on the way of Brown. Brown's chirking along with Swaney, but it can't be collected. Tried to be cleared away, but wasn't from Scott. But the Suns do manage. Shear turns around. He's got a bit of time and just puts it up gently the way of Barlow. Doesn't take the mark, though, as a man's grabbed instead. It's the young fella goes to Amity. Amity puts a kick spearing into the chest of Johnson. Good bit of play. Wonderful passage for the Swans. And Alex Johnson will line up. As you said, Eddie, usually such a rock down back. He'll begin his march. Kicks on its way. It's come off nicely. He's looking at it, but he's immediately gone back for the forward position because he knew it wasn't going in.
We'll wait for the kick in there. A bit disappointed with it there, Johnson. Rare chance to kick a goal. Just got the one this season from his 6 games. Came into the members' pocket. And it's rushed out of play there. Real vitally important game for the Gold Coast this afternoon. They'll even their ledger up at 7-7. Just a handful of rounds to go as it's tossed in again. Bit of a flat one. Towers will do the crumbing. Wrapped up in a tackle by Bowie. Ball spilled free. Second effort was good. Handball came back to Barlow. Just to cleared it with a torp. Could have been a push in the back to Conan. Umpire didn't pay it. Maybaum did well. Flicked it to the running Kilpatrick. Goes back inboard. Looks good for the Swans. Stern marks, gave the give and go straight away to Styles. Underground kick inside 50. Barlow will cut it off. Flick it off to Boakey. Boakey will run through midfield. He'll get it back with a 1-2. Streaming through the middle of the SCG. Goes long, vacant goal square. Fitzroy Greenwall running towards it. He's got just the boundary line to beat. Picks it up. Drop punt on the way, and he's missed the lot.
Wasn't his best effort. He took his time, lined it up. Just couldn't quite squeeze it in.
Great pressure there from the Swans defence.
So speaking of the Swans defence, they send it long outside the defence. There's Grundy in the back there. Can't be taken. Fiorini on the ground. Trying to get it up, but it won't come out. Bit of a shame for Greenwall there before. He played plenty of space and Bakey just launched it over his head to the side. Came up, won by the Swans. Fiorini trying to be on the end of a crumb, but the gentlemen stand around the ball and watch it. No, it's managed to pop up and flipping around like a bar of soap. And it'll be tossed up again. So they lock horns again, do the ruckman. It's punched away by the Swans. Johnson gets his foot on it to Grundy. Grundy clears the way towards the 50. Can't be picked up. Well, it can. But it's just by the Suns players as they march and gives it to Barlow. So Barlow will look to steady the ship here.
Geez, he's got players on up the wing.
They're lining up.
One of them. Won't bounce his way, but he'll get it via hand. He's got a bit of space to work with. Came backwards as the pressure came. Put it inside 50. Tackled perhaps without it. Umpire said no as the ball's fisted away. Geez, great pick up there by Budwick. Flicks it over the top. Greenwell a chance for a second effort from this pocket. He's just lurking over the footy, waiting for the opportune time to pick it up. Ball eventually came the way of Greenwell. He's taken out of play, and it will be tossed in. Bowie, apologies above it.
About the slap away, it was like basketball. It was like LeBron James on a toddler. Tried to go the handball over the top. Not in my house. So up it goes high. Still in the attack for the Suns, but it's won by the Swans. Foot, who else? Gets it to run up, puts it out to the side. He does have a runner in Grundy. Grundy using his, well, a bit of his pace, if you can call it that, as he screams forward. Kick not so good, and Barlow collects and they regather. So went the way of Dawson, but can't be gathered. It's running out now. Gilmore using his pace, but caught from behind. Will it be marked? No, it won't. They're still attempting to be picked up. there was Lower and Paul Owie hunting over the ball. Look at this. Barging through.
Free kick going the way of the Giants for a trip, and they waste no time. Foster high up and under to the wing. Going back with the flight courageously, not paid. Comes back to Fiorini, back by a hand again as they set up again. High kick. Mark spilled free. Baru there, picked it up, flicked the handball back to his running mate in Greenwell. To the pocket, beautiful kick, and Mark Tui Lower in the pocket. And Lower will be lining up from a really tight angle, but a gettable shot at goal. It's the Suns, they just manage it. They do that so well at ground level.
Kicked one from here before, didn't they, Eddie? I think, scratching my head as to who it was, but it was a wonderful kick, the snap.
So after the siren, Tui Lower, he won't be able to run around. Centres himself after the kick for some icing on the cake, and he misses. So a 23-point win for the Gold Coast Suns, snapping Sydney's 9-game running streak to really throw a bit of a hand grenade into the race for the finals in the NEAFL. It is the Gold Coast Suns 11-10-76 defeating the Swans 8-5-53.
It was a wonderful game out there. It was so tight for most of it. We had a second quarter with no goals, a few lead changes with only 1 point the difference. But in the end, the Suns just hit a new gear and just screamed out to the finish. It was really fantastic stuff from them, and a bit of a shame for the Swans not to get 10 in a row.
We saw them kick 5 goals to none early in that last quarter, the Gold Coast Suns. They kept pressing. They ran the game out a lot harder. A couple of constellation goals for the Swans towards the end to tried a few new things through Johnson forward. As we mentioned, Gary Rowan didn't play the second half. Good to see Heath Grundy, plenty of game time, won plenty of the footy. I'm sure he won't be playing a lot more NEAFL football, but Gold Coast Suns winners in every line, really. They had a top day today.
I did. They were all over the ball. They'll all be suffering a case of leather poisoning. They just seem to be all over it every time, and they led in the stats in that regard, and they led on the scoreboard at the end of the day.
So thanks for joining us here at the SCG for NEAFL round 16. Will, thanks very much for your time.
Pleasure as always, Ed. Thank you once again for having me.
And it was the Gold Coast Suns snapping at the Swans' 9-game winning streak. 11-10-76, the Swans 8-5-53.